welcome to Charisma Saves. We totally did it right the first time. That should be fine. That's just for Alex. Anyway, we're doing the D&D. Also, Dog is down here. I hope it
and
goes.
A cat.
Dog
She's
and cat are down here. Hopefully that goes well. Yeah, we rewired some stuff, so I guess the mixer was turned off for a second, but I think we'll be fine.
We cleaned the set.
Yeah, not that you'll notice any of it. I don't think we have anything else to do. I mean, you are.
Alex doesn't have COVID.
Alex doesn't have COVID. That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Alex was sick last week, but he's not sick anymore, and he doesn't have any sicknesses at all. I think he's purely clean. I think he's pure.
I think he's sick, but in like a 90s way.
Like he's sick.
Like
Sick,
he's
bruh.
sick, bruh.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. You know how to kick flip, pop it?
I used to.
Do
Shove
you
it?
have tech decks?
This isn't mine. I don't know whose this is.
I think
Nope.
taking a single dice out of there is like taking a spoon
this is the Guinness World
and
Records
putting
dice.
some
Yeah, that's the
seawater onto the
record
beach.
dice. I don't know. It was just laying
Wait.
around, so.
Didn't
I think there needs to
I think
be
I gave it to you.
the
Yeah.
things that are
'cause you needed
yours
more
need to be.
D6s.
You had all. I actually had a surprise bonanza, and you didn't go through your dice to figure out what you wanted after she bad copped you.
These are the ones I want.
That is the one. What the fuck?
I yelled at
the
everyone
ones
for
I don't
being-
want are underneath
Look,
it.
Hannah is literally just our Laura Bailey at this
Okay,
point
yeah, that
because
is-
the dice hoarding
We
is
need-
insane.
You need like a satchel.
We need
I
to
have
get you,
3
like,
sets.
The biggest, thickest satchel. Yeah, I don't have
Yeah, you need like a big fucking bag.
I don't. It's not.
like a
it's
sack.
Like those bank robber sacks? You
No,
need
like
those.
a stick with the
Oh, like
the
a
hanky
bindle.
at the end,
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
there you go.
transient sort
A
of
bindle.
like depression era. I jump on trains,
Yeah.
but all I have is my dice in case.
You're saying like a stick with like a little like the
Yeah.
little cloth tied around it, and it's got like cheese and bread.
but dice instead.
Yeah.
Dude, I want cheese.
Yes. Can we do cheese instead of D&D? We can just like get a bunch of cheese and eat it on stream.
What
No,
do you
the
mean?
two of you,
Instead of?
You are the last two
You're right,
people
we'll
that I
bring
want
cheese to
eating
D&D.
cheese with mics right
Oh yeah,
here,
you two both
so that
make
everybody
the worst
can
mouth
hear.
sounds, so.
Everyone can hear the cheese masticate. There's nothing worse because like, there's no dignified way to eat too much cheese.
I don't
It's a
want,
human event that we all experience. Is this?
I don't want dignity. I want cheese, Jake.
Yeah, so you can have that
Give
later.
me liberty.
Cheese is the humble man's
Give me
Give me-
liberty or give me cheese.
Give
I will
cheese
eat.
or give me death.
I'll eat slave cheese. It's really good. Cheese is good.
It feels like it gotten. No, never mind.
Got what?
Nothing.
What?
Were you gonna,
Nothing.
What are you
you
gonna
say
say?
edgy stuff?
No.
What?
Nothing.
Wow, you aborted that joke. It's probably illegal.
I was going to say joke. I hate you.
Yeah, I'm funny.
So what was it?
I don't
Do
even.
we have a trigger line?
You just whisper it to me.
Trigger law?
Yeah,
I'm not
we
gonna
do,
whisper
but it's
anything to you,
injunctive right
Randy.
now.
Oh.
So no, but yes, at the same time.
No, but yes, it's not the same
It was
as
like an
other trigger
1830s
laws.
or something law, if I remember right. Something
The
stupid.
1830s is how I want to live.
Yep, for sure.
I know that. I know
Never a
that
better
laws from the
time.
1830s should be considered. But Jake, don't they have laws against murder? White people. The rest. So no, 1830 is not the play. IMO. You know what is the play though? Yeah, IMHO. I made myself a quick reference guide
I love how I
for
fucking bring,
commonly asked player questions.
I bring a footrest down
nice to
here
myself.
because I'm short, chat, and like it hurts my knees to not have them propped up. You know, I dangle.
Sarah's short.
Because I also have a butt thing on here so I can sit high enough so I can see over the table.
Holy shit, dude.
It just got yoinked.
The cat is now just stealing my footrest every time she's down here now.
This is what
really?
you get
Just
for
yoinked it.
She already does this at my computer because this is the same one I
Classic
use
Ellie.
at my computer.
classic.
Hey. You're fucking stuck to me, little.
Ellie.
Hey, that's mine. That's for Mama's feet, not for you to lay on.
We'll see how the animal thing goes. Tarwin has so much anxiety. He'll probably chill though.
There's less
Only
he
thing
can
is,
knock over.
here's what I predict. Okay, we will get hype over something at some
then he'll
point,
go-
probably during a fight,
He's gonna
and
lose
he'll
it.
go like, "I want to be a part of it," and he'll try to join in. So That's what I predict. I don't know about today. Maybe another time. Maybe today, though. Yeah, holding the cat is a bad idea. He likes that. Darwin.
I'm trying to give her the freedom to leave.
Matt Mercer doesn't have this fucking problem.
You're not
Yeah, they have
Mercer.
a set that they drive to.
I'd love.
Rent a studio.
Ooh, we should
Yeah,
get
get a
WeWork
studio.
space.
We'll give you that
I
quality.
don't think Matt Mercer is the only one paying for the studio.
Get someone
In
to
his
sponsor and
scenario?
finance a studio.
Well,
You know, I thought she would just leave, but
she's not gonna leave.
why? I love you too.
Anyway,
Out of this area, please.
time to begin. Last we left off, the group had decided to take a job in the long way down, the crack that splits the city of Ebon Falls in two, and where you have, in the past, made a little bit of money. This is only the second time that you've been down here. You got a delve slip, which I have now. I have a physical one for you, that said that you were to head down here in search of some lost traders. People come down here to trade often with the denizens of the underground area of the city. Thank you.
Are you weirded out because you booped my boot?
Yeah. You had taken the cart down. You had essentially rappelled down through a watery hole, a mini waterfall, where you found a tiny baby hatchling something. It was a strange spidery creature with sort of like a long neck and a tiny head that Isabella quickly grew fond of and picked up because she was interested in it. Shortly after that, you snuck through the craggy under cavern here, the ceiling of which is hundreds of feet up, giving the sense of this almost burrowed crack tunnel. And walking along, you all sort of angled around, and in this, we'll call it like a cul-de-sac of stone, you saw a larger spider creature that you then, we said, Chris Pratted in Jurassic Park to try to calm and soothe, and you did so. Isabella immediately losing interest in the small creature that she had, literally throwing it far away, and then climbing atop this strider, a mounted spider beast of burden that is down here. And so, that's where we left off, and that's where we begin. You are all currently, there's a experience you've had riding horses in the past as a rich person, or as someone who's probably ridden horses once or twice. The experience is usually like a, with a spider, it's more of a stable, like, you feel like you're gliding almost. There's not a lot of stepping or vibration as all 8 legs move around. And Isaac, as you move forward through this, to you, this feels quite natural. There's reins on this, a saddle. This doesn't seem to have a tremendous amount of difficulty. But while this is happening, is there anything you guys would like to do as you make much quicker travel on the back of this thing than you did before, as the stones in here are uneven and loose, and the travel is long. You don't know how much longer you have to
Yeah,
go.
I'm just focusing on the road.
There's not a road.
Well, yeah, you know what I like, figure of speech. Like,
Sure.
was focusing on the road in front of me.
Sure. Okay.
I'm gonna try and keep an eye out, like, around in case there's anything from sort of the dark areas that'll, because I have dark vision, that'll, like, anything that might try and sneak up on us or anything that might surprise us.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Not that one. Not that one. There we go.
Oh, that's good. 20.
20. Okay. You you notice you're seeing what Isaac is doing, like with the reins and like using them, and you watch this process for a little bit as you look around, but you can't help but notice that this ride is particularly smooth, and with 20, you notice that you're pretty sure Isaac's doing it wrong. Like, it just doesn't feel like what he's doing should lead to the events that are happening with the spider. I think the spider's just doing its own thing.
I'm not gonna tell him. I'm just gonna let him think he's doing stuff.
Okay. All right. Another thing you notice is while you're traveling along, your mind wanders to the Black Paragon, the black orb you keep on you at all times. And you're starting to understand it more.
Oh.
The bottom of this is your Dell slip that you can cut off.
Okay.
If you want scissors from somewhere. But there's definitely scissors down here.
We were cutting stuff with them, so it's probably... Oh, I put them with the zip ties. They're in the zip tie thing. It's on the sofa, I think.
You can hold on to that, or you can talk about it. Is there anything else anybody wants to do while you're driving along on this? Again, you're passing sort of like viney growths on the ground with like these blue spirals in them. They look like natural formations. Red capped. They look like fungus, but they as you get closer, they seem to have the texture of stone. And they crop up in different areas.
Is there anything
you
that
crawl
I can,
on top of them.
I want to like try to pick something off of a wall while we're
Off of
driving
walls?
past?
It's not very close. There's no like walls
Oh,
next to
okay.
you. It's more like, again, it is open space, and the from like it's more.
I just
I'd
didn't
say
know
like
if
a
we-
football field or two, probably 2 football fields side to side, width-wise before it starts to like go up, and then from back to front, if this was an oblong shape, you can see almost like mountain cliff sides. It's like you're in a ravine, but it has a ceiling. You just want to pick like random like a literally.
If there's nothing I can touch because I'm bored, I'm just gonna sit here bored on the back of this thing until
There's
we
not
get
nothing
somewhere.
you can touch because you're bored. Go ahead and make me a perception check first. Go ahead and ask your question.
I was going to ask, in terms of like giving this to another person within 120 feet, which it says, is that an action, or is that
Yeah, all of it's the same.
all of it's the same? So it's a.
It's not an
free-
action.
It's
It
not.
says
It
it's not-
just.
it
I know.
says-
It said doing it isn't an action, but I just wanted to clarify and make sure that also giving it to someone is not an action either.
You still have to use pay the price,
Oh, I understand. I was just asking.
or they can hold it. It's not attunement.
That's a very interesting item. I'm curious about the D100 thing. In the time we're on the spider, I'll explain what I think I.
Go ahead. What was your perception while you do that?
So the Paragon, I think I can use it to, Like when I had it on the truck and I was able to get us through that, it gave me that little bit. I think I can use that, and anyone in possession can use it to give them help with a task they are doing, but it expends a hit point, or
It takes life
hit
force.
dice. It takes hit dice.
So it drains your life, but can you just keep using it over and over again?
It seems so. You can also, if you
It uses
have...
half.
It uses half, I'm sorry. And then you can use it...
If you have an odd number, you can round down.
We'll say, is it half a total or half of remaining?
Half. So you have 3 right now. So
Yeah.
half, you could choose, but I assume you're going to choose 1 for the first time.
Of course.
But then you use 2 for the second time. Whatever it is, you make up the rest of it. So it uses half. Go ahead.
If someone gives themselves the luck point... I'm just going to explain
Yeah,
it.
just, yeah.
Then you can give it to anyone within 120 feet of you as a free action.
And you don't have to see them?
You can see within 120 feet. And you can exceed your hit dice total, but you have to roll a d100 at the end of your next turn.
That sounds risky.
Interesting. Oh, and the delve slip.
So we could each use this, like, all of us once per day or something, like, in
If you
theory.
if you hold it,
Yeah.
you just have to hold it.
Mhm.
And you can stash it until you so you can use half your hit points and it stays until you use it or you complete a long rest. Like every day you could start the day out as long as you're willing to get rid of half your hit dice. You could start with a luck point.
The delve slip, by the way, is, like I said in the last session, we're looking for lost traders. And the payment is either 2 moon chips each or 400 gold pieces each. I'm assuming by each you mean for return trader. Did we have to find them alive, or could we find, like, their possessions in their packs?
It doesn't seem to say.
If there's no specification, then...
Can you assume it's both?
Then kill them and drag their corpses.
About the Paragon, though, if it's taking something, right? Like, it absorbed magic, and it absorbs life force. Where's it going?
It is a good question. We do know that it seems to absorb spells cast with it, so wherever those go as well, I would assume.
Things can't just disappear, right? Like energy like that.
She's taking physics.
She's smart. She is actually smart. So.
I do not...
I'm not saying you wouldn't know. I'm just saying like.
I guess I do not know if
Conservation.
that applies with magic as well. I do not know how Arcana works in that
But
way.
your life energy? Why would it take something and give it in return? Or give... But it absorbed magic and did nothing.
Perhaps it needs to exceed some sort of minimum for some
Event?
other purpose?
Could be feeding, like the feather sack was. Yeah.
Could be.
That's what I imagine.
Hopefully not nourishing something awful.
One would hope.
Like I said before, you got no bad vibes off of
Yeah.
it when it helped. It was just
It was
sort
neutral.
Of
It was just like it. Oh, okay. But not even like a consciousness. You said it just.
yeah. Essentially,
Did
not
it.
even like you thought of it. It was more of like you just felt it would work. Like
It
and then it
seems-
was happening. I don't know how to describe it.
I mean, it seems powerful that it could
Intuitive.
sort of turn fate to your advantage, but powerful enough to kill someone over?
Perhaps it was over, like we were talking about, if the magic is going somewhere, or if the energy is going somewhere, or maybe whatever the alternate purpose of this is what this guy was killed over.
There are most likely more secrets to this than just that, I would presume.
Probably, but we're making progress, and that
Right.
is good.
Hopefully we can get our hands on that book next time we talk to Rossi.
Yes.
Which book?
On the origins of paragons.
Mm.
We're gonna maybe talk to him about trying to smuggle it.
Okay. So, having that conversation, your natural one does lead you to boredom. There's rocks, and then there's those spirally things, but they're kind of big. They're not something you walk by and just touch. They're something you sit and spend time with.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to the saddle of the thing and just like stare at stuff.
Okay.
And just be bored.
Okay. You do so, and it's at about the time that you.
Also, it wasn't a nat one. It was a 3 that turned into a 1. I had
Sure.
negative. But.
Well, now you find something. As you stare up and just are bored with the proceedings, you're riding a spider in the Underdark with a beautiful, crazy location. There's people that are talking about some sort of insane, like magical item that is undiscovered. You have a person on here who's got some sort of bond with.
Yes,
with
I
a
understand.
random,
We're all very interesting and weird.
And you are jaded of the experience already and just have no interest in any of that until you start to feel everything tip. And I need everybody but Isaac to make me a strength saving throw as the spider just starts to. You can hear Isaac go, as you feel like you've had a hold of this thing the whole time, and suddenly it just starts crawling up a wall. So yeah, strength saves because you're in the saddle.
Nat 20 for 19.
14.
8.
8. I'll say you have advantage though because you have a climbing speed.
11.
11. That's the DC is 10. As Soren grabs you behind around the waist, and then you sort of just like cling and you grab the hairs on the back of this thing, and it's sort of a little bit, but you all make it as it just starts crawling up this wall, and you can see about 20 feet ahead in the wall is like a cutout, like in the rock wall. It almost looks like a a cave on the side of this rock wall that you're headed towards. Is there anything you want to do as you do so? And you can see elements of light coming from it.
Just hold on tight.
Hold on tight.
Okay. As you you crawl up and into this space, and it's maybe 20 feet to the side, and it goes back a decent ways, maybe 40 feet before it stops. This entire place looks magically cut out. It is intentional, and you can see as you are headed in, you can see dwarven writing. Not even gonna speak dwarven,
Okay.
right? What'd you get from? I felt like you could. Does it just
I
because
do,
you're
yeah.
smart?
I have linguist.
Okay, yeah. You can read dwarven, and it essentially says rest stop. It's essentially a rest stop. And inside of it, you see. Well, first you hear, "Oh my goodness! You're back!" As a injured-looking Durgar woman, with only the bottom half of her armor on, and like just like an undershirt and some bandages around her midsection, as she sort of like limps forward, and you see two younger Durgar men, maybe I get a human equivalent of like their 20s, not much facial hair, quite young in the just looking, helping her. And then there's like this moment where they realize this huge spider has 4 people on it. And then there's like, who the hell's are you?
It's alright, we're just delvers. We were on the way here and we found this spider all by itself.
You bringing him back?
Kind of brought us back, but yes.
Spider! As she walks up to Spider, the Strider.
Its name is Spider.
Spider the Strider.
Is that spelled like spider, or does it have a Y instead of a?
You don't know how dwarves work. She walks up, and the Spider the Strider makes these sort of like chittering noises that you think are good noises.
Cute.
And then she says, Henry Beller, help them down. And they walk over, and they have like little stools that they slide up that are made of, they're essentially like stumps and pushed over, and you guys can step down if you'd like. And here you see a camp. There is not a fire here, but there's like, well, it is fire. It's green flamed fire that's burning off of these strange white logs. Dissimilar to the white logs you saw in Vanguard Drawl, but not. You haven't seen any of these trees grow here, so it seems like they were brought. And there's a little bit of tripod with some food that's cooking. You see around the edges of this bedrolls and different places where people have made like individual camp along with the rest of the camp. It's sort of like multiple campsites if you've ever been camping with a bunch of people. And you all have like, you're all camping together, but each has their own space.
Yeah.
Even to the point where there's other smaller fires, and you see that there's many more spaces here than there are people. And then at the back of it, the very back of it, there is essentially a hearth that isn't being used. That seems to be of older dwarvish design. Yeah, and she says to you, "Oh, well, thank you for bringing him. I didn't know how you managed it, but I appreciate it. Who are you?"
We are delvers who were hired to come find some traders who had gone missing recently. I'll show them the.
That's mine! I'm Jeffica!
Oh, is interesting. You hired delvers to come down and help find people.
I am injured.
Oh, I see.
So, wait, why was your spider down by the entrance?
Well, She sits down in sort of like one of those stools for camping that sort of make an X, and there's a little canvas there. Sits down on it, and the 2 kids, young men, go and grab her like a tankard that has some sort of liquid in it. She pops the top of it and drinks some of it and sets it down onto the floor and offers you guys space to sit if you want. Well, I was down there and had fallen off my strider and was attacked by an Umber Hulk who took all my things, robbed me. And I suspect that's where the rest of them went. Because, of course, well, they were following Umber Hulks.
I'm sorry, Umber Hulk? Not familiar to me.
But I know what those are.
Make a history, nature, or I guess Arcana check if it's high will get you some stuff.
It'd probably be history.
18 history.
Is
22 history or arcana.
21 history.
Yeah, so you've all roughly heard of them, besides you. Big, sort of bug-like creatures. You know with a 22 that they're moderately intelligent, and their bodies are made of an incredibly hard substance, which is usually where their fame comes from, other than being formidable in a cave or underdark situation. They are quite tough, quite strong, and imposing figures. And you know, again with a 22, and you know, kind of because you're a linguist and just learning of Dwarvish culture, that the phrase "following Umberhulks" isn't like a factual statement. It's an idiom.
Like
That
chasing waterfalls.
No, it's like it's not at all
Is that
like
an
that.
idiom? That's just a
It's just a
TLC
TLC
song.
song.
TLC songs are.
Okay. It's an idiom that describes finding gems or other valuable things, because that's what Umberhulks find. So if you find an Umberhulk, you usually find valuables near it.
Kind of like dragons, but in the Underdark.
Even you wouldn't follow a dragon, because then you'd find a dragon,
Yeah.
and you don't want to. So
Or a troll horde, I guess.
Umberhulks are able to be taken care
Do
of.
trolls hoard things? I didn't know that.
Trolls are under bridges.
Tolkien lore.
This isn't Tolkien.
I know.
You can tell because there's black folks in it sometimes.
Oh, fuck. That's the woke agenda.
Yeah.
Woke agenda. She goes on. You know, we're new to the crack. Tales of making a fortune here travel all throughout the Down Under. But our group ran afoul of a slaver in these parts, and well, they're not lost per se, but they are imprisoned on his farm.
I see.
Can you tell us about the farm?
Well, it's a place called the Meat Vats of Vorklath.
Meat vats?
The Meat Vats of Vorklath.
Is it meat?
I would imagine. In the vats, probably.
When you say farm, see, initially I was thinking the vegetation, but the fact that
I think the meat is from vegetation or something that grows.
You
They-
grow meat.
I don't grow any meat. The Vorklath
Well, I mean-
grows the meats.
It's possible to grow meat.
I suppose.
the meat vats of what? I'm sorry.
Vorklath!
Well, the phrase earns
The
name.
Meat Vats of Vorklath! How do you not
Vorklath, Common
understand?
name.
So where are these meat vats?
I'm glad you asked. As she walks over, sort of limps to the side, she waves off help from the youngers, and she points, and you can see like across the ravine sort of thing and down a ways, you can see like a crack in the wall that starts to widen, and you can tell that probably there's space behind it that has like a green hue coming from it. Right there in the green part.
Right. So you believe they are still alive, or at least to the best of your knowledge?
One of
you
the kids
do not-
speaks up, and it is the one she called Hemry, or Himry. There's Himry and Beller. Himry speaks up, and he's like a younger guy he's got like a little bit of chin scruff, and like his first tattoo, and like his grayish Durgar skin, his white hair sort of pulled back. You could tell he's a young man who isn't representing exactly who he is to everybody. He's trying to be a person right now and figuring it out. You can tell he kind of overcompensates with the way his armor is, and he seems a little cocksure, and he goes, "Yeah, I'd like to come with you. Give him a what for?" And she goes, You can't just take him on, and he owns the entire place, and he's got 2 Umber Hulks, and we can't just assault him like that. Yeah, we could. With these helpers here, we could kill him. Well, if it comes to blows, you know we'd be down for it, but I need to heal for a bit. Anyways. That's where they're at. I've seen them.
Do you believe they would be open to any sort of negotiation, or is this we should either
Maybe
sneak
with
in
you.
there? Okay.
Maybe with you seem neutral. Yeah, they don't. Could be. Hey, I'm looking for some Duragar to be laborers. Maybe.
He's suggesting we pretend that we are also slavers.
I don't know if that'll work. Vorklath is a mean old man.
Can you tell us anything more about him?
I don't know him very well. I've only just been here shortly. But in my time with him, he is a very protected man that doesn't like his area being the people doesn't like people around, and well, he's a slaver.
I'm sure he won't want to part with his goods, so to say.
I think famously slavers feel that way about their slaves. It's kind of a big point of it.
Well, there's lots to be had for it. We're happy to part with moon chips or gold or something else if your heart's desire. We've got a whole cache hidden around here for payment, and well, just glad we had some friends, and the only way up to help us get this slip.
Well, we will do our best to get them back.
All right. Well, I appreciate you bringing back Spider the Strider.
Can I go scratch this spider
course.
destroyer's head?
You walk up to him, and one of his many eyes look back at you. You think, and you give him scritches somewhere.
Hmm?
Feel like,
Yeah, give him scritchies.
he seems to like it.
Okay.
Seems to
I'm gonna
enjoy
hang
the,
out
the
with him
physical
until we
contact.
leave.
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
That's a fucking net 20.
A nat 20? Okay.
So, 18.
You're scritching, and you end up on the belly, and you scritch, and you scritch, and you scritch. And when you guys are having this conversation, you don't realize that Isabella has peeled off from you and gone back. And
I
then you turn
imagine
back around.
When she talks, it's like commentary getting farther away.
Yeah. Well, when you turn around, the spider is on its back and getting like the full like what is this part called?
Thorax?
That's a thorax?
Yeah.
No. Is it the thorax?
This is the thorax? The butt is the thorax?
No.
I felt like the middle's the thorax. Anyway, the butt, the spindly part.
Is that the abdomen?
Sure. It's abdomen.
I don't know. I'm giving him...
And then what happens is its butt starts turning toward you, and it goes, and a little web ball ends up in your hands. And so with that one, you have one use of the web spell.
Fuck yes!
As you keep... It's just not sticky enough on the outside so that you can throw it like the web spell.
So there's some benefit to pleasuring spiders.
Yeah, gotta give them.
It'd be cool to get some spider silk for like making stuff, but I love this.
I mean, if you want to, well, okay. I'm gonna say this: Strider silk. They're beasts of burden for a reason. This is not a fine silken. I can make clothes. You could make clothes out of this. It'd be like a wool sweater,
like chunky,
but it'd stick to you. Yeah, it's not. They're not prized for their excrement. There are other spiders for that. This isn't one of them. This is used to ride on purpose. But it does have a use of the web spell, or any other. If you want to unravel it and do something else, you can fucking go for it. And just, if it'll work, I'd let you do it. But
Yeah.
I'll just put it
terrible
on my back.
material to make clothes with. Absolutely terrible. Yeah. Well, would you like any? And turns, and there's like a vat of some kind of maybe root vegetable or fungus or meat or all of it floating around in there in like a stew, like a camp stew. It doesn't seem particular. Like you go up to it, smell it, and it's like maybe they don't even have salt here. Like it's not a particularly good smell, but it's not a bad one. It's sort of just like food. That's food. It smells like hot lunch.
I'll take some.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would have turned out a bit.
This is just basic food. No special
Yeah.
anything to it. But it is. Go ahead and make me a perception check to try to detect what's in it. If you want to. If you don't want to know what's in it, you can live in bliss.
I didn't eat more testicles, did I?
I thought I saw you using your mind die
See,
on this.
For
Oh.
me, this is
And I
like
was like, wow, that is an investment to
If
the
it-
fucking character.
nat 20 though.
Hell yeah, nat 20. Okay.
If this
11.
were real life, that's just how I am all the time.
21.
I'm just nat 20 when I
Nat 20 perception on what's
because
inside.
my
stuff.
mouth is constantly.
You are definitely sure that this is many types of fungus, like mushroomy type things, but there's something about the flavors that like don't work. It's like it's very one note. For you, it gives a meaty experience that you could see yourself enjoying. And what'd you roll on yours?
11.
11. You've had worse. You've had worse, especially military food. In a trench somewhere, definitely bad. Not the most inspired meal. This Durgar camp stew. But it fills your body. Hopefully it comes out okay. We can see how ink shits finally.
In a box.
He was a bird for 3.5 years.
You're
I
gonna
know.
get all of
I
it.
know.
Cat, I'm just not gonna be able to stop. This is too much. Can't wait till next campaign.
So should we get a litter box or the warehouse?
That's funny.
Imagine ink and somebody comes into like our detective agency in the future or whatever the fuck we're gonna be, and then she's like, "Hold on one moment,
like
I
to
have to
imagine
use the
she's-
restroom," and
I
she goes scratching a pot.
I like to imagine she sits with her feet on the pot and then squats over top
Yeah.
of it, like a cat would.
That's also just better for you. That's
Squatting
get a
is
squatty
actually
potty.
better. I want one. Actually, we should get a squatty potty.
All right, let's talk about our buttholes, chat. So
I could do 4 hours on our buttholes.
We were
I
talking
could
about
definitely
bleaching
do-
assholes before
We
this.
were.
I wasn't.
Me
I
and
wasn't
Anna
party
were.
to that. So
Do you want to be? Do you have an opinion on butthole coloration?
whatever you want your buttholes to look like is fine with me.
What's
So
your ideal butthole color?
for myself or someone else,
Whatever butthole opinion.
as long as it doesn't look poopy, I'm fine with whatever your butthole looks like, guys. Any of your buttholes?
It's just a butthole. As
Yeah.
long as it's clean.
I don't really have butthole preferences visually.
Yeah.
They all look like buttholes to me. It's not like
Yeah.
like it's usually the surrounding material that
Okay.
makes the butthole attractive.
You're more
right?
about the butt than the hole.
yeah,
The whole
yeah.
of the butt.
The butt is better than the whole. I don't think I just like a butthole.
Okay.
That'd be weird.
The way
You
you thought
can't have a
about it.
butthole in space.
It's like
You overhear the two teenage Durgar talking. Like they've been having that conversation on and off. Anyway, so bring it back to this. What would you like to do?
So with these What's the play here, guys? What do you think?
Well, it's heavily protected, so it's harder to fight our way in than out, probably.
I'm going to be honest, normally I would rather not kill people, but this guy is a slaver, so I don't really give a shit. Feel free to eat him, by the way. This is one that, like, if you eat them, I'm very pro-eating slaver.
Well, that sounds evil. Why don't we just go with that plan then?
We know he has two, the things that I
The
forgot.
Umber Hulks.
Umber Hulks. Other than that, we do not know what's going on.
22 Umber Hulk. You know that those are strong, and it would be a good fight, all of you versus one. It'd be a good fight.
Oh.
You can do whatever you want, but you know, as long as you have to get things out of.
Do we know if they're intelligent enough to?
Umber Hulks, probably.
Umber Hulks are smart enough to like have allegiances like that.
Oh yeah.
Could they be convinced? Are they dumb enough to be tricked?
Tricked is one thing, bribed is another.
Or bribed?
You know they can be bribed. Are you guys rich enough to bribe them?
What is a decent bribe?
I don't know.
We have moon chips.
You do?
I have another one over here too.
You have 3 moon chips right now?
Yeah.
Party wide?
Yeah.
Get in there.
We could offer them moon chips to leave.
We could?
We just have to have a moment when we can talk to the Umber Hulks. I guess without the slaver being there, probably.
Or we could just offer them right there. Be like, we'll give you this if you murder him.
Couldn't hurt to have help. But then if it doesn't work,
Or if you just simply look the other way while we
Well,
do
he's got
it.
an entire plantation and a couple under Umber Hulks, dozens of slaves and workers.
Wouldn't the slaves also fight back, right?
I'd be able to start a revolution.
I think you should meet Vorklath before you go thinking you're going to be able to start revolutions on his plantation. I've seen it. Doesn't seem like a revolutionary type of place.
Does he have security outside of the Umber Hulks? Does he have other...
Probably.
We
I
should
didn't try to infiltrate. I just ran.
let us go try and talk, and we will, at the very least, it will let us suss out the situation and see what the
I mean, we
place
could
is
try
like.
to purchase them back, but I don't know if we have the funds.
Well, if we scope it out, we get in. If he ends up not liking, our conversation and we can leave.
We just sneak them out.
Unless he tries to make us slaves. Which is another problem in itself.
Do I know if Umber Hulks are smart enough to have a language?
You do know that they have their own language that famously humanoids can't talk. They can't speak it.
Okay.
You don't have the parts for it 'cause it's a lot
it's
of
like
clacks
a-
and. But you do know they have a language. You don't know how robust it is. There's,
Wait,
in fact, I'll say this. It's just now dawned on you that quite often people don't get to even hear the language, and for there to be two means you may be able to. Most people haven't heard Umber Hulks talk, and only like people who really study this kind of stuff, that spend a lot of time in the Underdark, usually drow like scientists or other subterranean cultures. There's speculation that there are Umber Hulk cities that people haven't found because they can burrow so deep in the ground and live in such extreme places that people don't know. But you do know that very famously, they're essentially like I was gonna say bottom ogres, and I can't not say it. I can't not. They're essentially like the ogres of the Underdark, where ogres can be bought and used as muscle, kind of dumb muscle. 1 second, and then this is kind of a similar thing because they have a lot of like strength and utility. They can burrow, so they can like create spaces for people without magic, and it's a whole thing. Go ahead. What's your joke?
If I were to become the president, my Secret Service call sign would be Bottom Ogre. Bottom Ogre has landed. I repeat, Bottom Ogre has landed.
I hate that so
I'll be top slime.
Why slime?
I feel like a slime.
Because of the
Not
volume.
even slime.
Because of the volume! True!
Yeah.
On account of the volume. So, now that we know that about ourselves,
They know more that we've talked about that on stream.
I love
more
that
than
he
enough.
makes a cum joke before I do so.
Charisma saves!
We did
It
it.
happens.
About your cum before I do.
Relax.
It's always about Jake's cum. Just statistically, it's going to come up the most because
It's
by
gonna
volume,
come
there's
up.
more of it.
Come
And
up
also
the
he probably
most.
comes the most.
That's also true. Can we refocus? Everybody reorient. From my dong to literally any other thing.
It was more about your testicles.
You're right.
The dong is just the delivery.
It's the delivery system.
It's the barrel.
Barrel.
Can I quit this campaign? I think these friendships. are
Everything
really cool.
fucking crumbles. Everything collapses, including our fucking
Fuck,
self-worth.
the Underdark collapses itself too.
Yeah,
Now we're
the-
dead. So
the-
tough.
So that universe decides to cosmically suicide. A new universe pops into its place, and
Exactly
here we are.
identical.
Except for we didn't all. So
In this universe, can the spider be wearing a hat?
the spider is now wearing a hat. It's the only change. And it just got placed on by the Durgar, and it is a tiny, like in case rocks fall hat.
Oh, baby, I love him.
A little buckle.
Safety spider.
Safety spider. I expect. Okay, look. There's been a.
Art,
Can I
please,
just say?
please.
Can I just say? End Block has been busy and not able to catch streams live, and that means the rest of you need to pick up your D&D meme game because Safety Spider is maybe the cutest thing ever. Act accordingly. So.
Does it have a lamp? The chat wants to know.
Spiders have dark vision. It doesn't need a lamp. And Durgar don't need lamps. It wouldn't make sense.
True.
Verisimilitude, guys.
What if it's just for the aesthetic?
Dwarvens are.
No! I gave you a hat. If you guys at some point want an Underdark creature that has a lamp hat, have at it.
Whatever happened to the rule of cool?
It just, they don't need it. In fact, it would be too bright.
It's not. It's,
It'd be too bright. You wouldn't
but
be
it
able to
would
see.
be cute.
You know what's cuter? An animal that likes its existence and not blinded by lights that are too bright for it.
You could set the rules. Maybe this spider has special eyes that it requires that because it would be cute.
Not special eyes that requires light to see
I
instead
am
of special eyes
asking you
that
to
are dark
give
vision.
this spider a disability to make it cute for me. Okay? This is not a lot to
Okay,
ask.
it has a tiny Tim limp.
And that's basically how Pud started.
It's got
One
one
of it-
leg
no,
brace.
I was gonna say it's like Nemo and one of its legs are like fucked up a little bit.
Spider the Strider was not intended to be this in depth, and I should have understood.
Should have known. You should have known.
I guess I should have. Spider the Strider is all the things you say he is. So, what do you want to do? Just hang out with We can. We can hang out.
Hey now, can we just hang out with
We
this
can
spider?
hang out with the spider and learn
we
all
kill
about
people
him.
now.
Turns out their life expectancy is about a week.
Oh
So get to know him.
no, baby.
Okay.
You made me do this. You forced his life span to be low.
You can tell when we miss a week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you are in the Durgar camp. You've just eaten some mushroom stew. You have pet a spider to completion.
Someone said I milked him earlier.
And you know the direction of the meat vats of Warcloth. What'd you like to do?
So we should go just.
Beyond the meat vats of Vorkloth, there's more stuff down there, and if you recall, when you were like sort of lined up in the center, way beyond seemed like the crossing, and then on the other side seemed to be the gates, a gate to what looked like civilization, but like pretty far away. It looked. I was gonna say man-made, but there's so many things that aren't man in this.
Humanoid made.
Humanoid made felt weird.
There you go.
Artificial.
Mhm.
Yeah, it felt made.
Created for humanoids.
But it's far away enough to not notice the details.
If we can get close to the Umber Hulks, I could communicate with them and try to negotiate.
That would be interesting. My wonder is how much they are being, assuming that the slaver has convinced them to work with him and are not subjugating them
Would
themselves.
they tattle?
I don't know. But if he is like paying them and giving them beneficial things, they might see us as trying to screw that up for them.
That's what I mean. Maybe they would see it as a threat.
Yes.
Also, we can't bring up the fact that we're on a delve, looking for specifically missing Duragar.
Right.
We could say we're on a delve.
Ooh, Calvin Candy.
But if he asked for the delve slip,
You can't go and say what you want. You have to circumvent.
So
You ever
what's
seen?
our
watched
lie
Django.
then?
We're looking for slaves?
So we're slavers. Looking for Durgar slaves for what?
I do not even think we should say Duragar necessarily. I
Or we're
think
looking.
it's.
Why would we come to the Underdark to look for slaves?
Where else do people get. Or is it like in
Normal,
the
everyday- It's
not
sorry
normal.
domain? I assume there aren't. Okay.
Only in the American sense.
Like prison.
Prison labor.
Prison. Like,
This is a quick place to get them here in the city. Under the city.
Yeah, but you can't take living things up.
no, but there's probably smugglers for that stuff.
To take
There's absolutely
whole
smugglers for that stuff.
Durgar out?
Wouldn't be
Whole anything.
surprised.
You can, it's a big crack. A lot of area.
Yes, that's true. So we're trying to smuggle out our slaves. Because obviously we don't
No,
have
we don't
a...
have to smuggle them out.
Well, no, I'm saying that would be the lie because we don't have
Yeah.
a place here. It would be like, where are you from? Oh, above ground.
Yes.
I just like the idea of like the niceties between two slave traders. So where are you from? Oh, above ground. Oh, that human person looks viable for my labor.
So
You know what I
what's
mean? Like
our
just real cash.
plan if it goes wrong?
How's your wife?
Kill all the non-slaves.
It sounds like we might be a bit outnumbered if we
Yeah.
try that.
Exactly.
We're on the way.
Probably
Not
like-
as easy.
like kill them and then run, or kill them on the run, sort of like we did with the police.
Might not be. Well, we'd have to run on foot this time. Probably pretty easy to catch us.
Yeah.
Worst case, we could try and fall back here, and we could maybe get some reinforcement. Kind of gesturing towards the other Duragar.
Are you trying to have them overhear that, or
No. I
mean,
think
we-
in worst case we could get away at least enough to fall back to an easier defensible position that they are less likely to, I don't know,
I
chase
guess it
us.
really depends on where the meeting place is. If it's at the very back,
Either way, we're not going to know all the information until we actually go in there and get a lay of the land.
right? But
We do not know where the slaves are being held. We do not know
wouldn't
how
hurt
many of the Duragar may still be alive.
to have a baseline in case it does go wrong, so we can all be on the same page.
Sure.
you look like you're about to say something, so I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I'm good.
I was sure you were going to say words.
I don't remember who made these for us, by the way, but they're still cool. Like, these are neat.
They are cool. Okay. So, what do you guys want to do? Spider the Strider will ferry you guys down.
We get to hang out with Spider.
Okay. Very excited.
Well, he walked you up the wall. It's only nice that he walked you down it.
Yeah.
Well, we're walking in. Someone should be looking for something that could give us some kind of advantage if shit goes wrong. Just in case. Probably you, because you can let us know, or one of us know in the head. That way, at least one of us are on the same page as you.
Sure.
I mean, really, we just kind of gotta go off by what we find when we get there. But I think priority one, if it goes wrong, is to run. Because we can't fight that. Especially if there's multiple Umber Hulks.
Yeah.
I say that we could try to maybe bribe them if it starts to get hostile. Like bribe the Umber Hulks against him. I don't know.
Yeah, I can try.
I love the idea of mid-fight being like, "Whoa, I'll pay you."
I'll give you 3
Or
minutes.
not
Love it.
like
I
right
love
before the fight, you know, where it
Either
feels,
way, I
it
just
feels
still
like
think it's fun.
tensions are heating up.
Like bartering during combat. So, that's your loose plan. It's hard to have a harder plan if you don't know what you're really looking at. So.
Mhm.
Charge headfirst into danger.
Let's go.
Only if you make it danger.
I feel like a slave place is always going to be dangerous.
I feel like the type of person who is a slaver is like I get
What if
Leo.
he's so nice?
I get like Leo DiCaprio
What if
vibes.
he's just, like,
Canadian?
and like
Calvin
Django,
Candy.
Super nice
like
and
yeah,
Calvin
yeah,
What a good movie.
fucking
I like
psycho.
that
Mhm.
movie.
Great play. Okay, so unless you want to be in here, you can be ferried down and start walking across.
Good.
Let's go.
Spider the Strider takes you all
His
down,
little hard hat.
and you feel like you can tell he says, "Farewell until we meet again, friends."
I pat him on his little head before he goes by.
And he climbs back up, having been returned to his owner. You start making your path across and deeper into this place. And as you do so, who would like to lead the group? Okay. And I need a single skill check to move across this place. It doesn't have to be a group effort. Any one of you can do it, but you're leading the group, so...
Okay.
Um,
Did you need like a specific one?
Nope, whatever. It's just like a skill challenge. Anything you'd
Okay.
like to contribute to the way that you want to cross.
You.
There's places of mist in between some rocks. There's again these sort of rocky looking structures that resemble trees without leaves on them, but they don't seem to be organic.
Can the path itself, you said, like rocky and stuff, or
Less a path and more a space, like a think like a rocky Irish like gorge with like a ravine on either side, and then it has a ceiling. It's yeah. So
could I use acrobatics to try and make sure that we're finding
You can
sure
use-
footing and making sure that everywhere we're going is like staying?
yeah, I'm with it.
22.
Sure, yeah. You use your heightened agility to make sure that you can get a path that these guys can travel that is easy for them. And you do so quite simply. It doesn't take you long to cross this area and avoid any of the shit that you would have been impeded by. You're making your way over to that. Is there anything you'd want to do in preparation as you guys approach the meat vats of Vorklath?
I think as we go, I'm just keeping an eye out, looking for like areas that would be more tactically advantageous if we needed to fall back?
Okay. The entire place has rocks bigger than you that you could stand behind and hide. Like it would be quite a hard chase if you were to run out into the rock fields. But as you approach, the rock fields are definitely pushed away a little bit. There's a space in front of this. It's like a 15-foot wide crack that goes up the wall about 100 feet. It seems like a natural seismic crack in the wall, but inside that, as you approach, you see the first thing you notice is definitely the green light. The second thing you notice is that at essentially the like if the front of the crack could make like an invisible plane that you could cross like a touchdown, right in the middle of it there's a big sign that hangs across. It spans the two sides, and it says the Meat Vats of Vorklath, Vorklath, and it says no trespassing. Trespassers forfeit their lives. No solicitors. Nonetheless, inside, past that, you see an entire underground plantation with like a couple dozen like pools in the ground that have this stuff pushed up to the sides of them that seems like an intentional sort of like semi-metallic structure. And you see people of many different races, mice, rats, humans, dwarves, elves, tabaxi, Duragar, quite a few, maybe 40 of these people with big paddles stirring the vats. And they're sort of set up in rows, and then among them you can see two hulking creatures that stand. Well, we could just show both of them. There's one brown one, and there's one white one.
Oh, they're cool.
And they have. I can pass them around. That's what they look like. They look like giant bug hulks with this thick carapace, and they just sort of walk. At the back of this place is the most interesting part. There is a stone and wooden house like you would see in Ebon Falls in the back of this ravine, and it's resting on a shard of concrete and cobblestone. There's even a piece of street with a street light on in front of it. Is he sleeping?
Having
Having a dream? There's a street light in front of it. It looks like a piece, when it fell, slid down and settled in this ravine from when the crack happened. And it's essentially a plantation house. It looks semi-dilapidated, but held up and re-repaired with things that are from down here. And you see, lastly, as you sort of walk up to the sign, you see, like, sort of quickly moving in your direction, a spider-like figure with a long neck and strange bug-like features and two eyes, semi-humanoid ways, wearing clothing and like armor or like leathers and like baubles around its neck and its limbs. It has little hands, and a pack on its back that's metallic and sort of strapped and like, and you see moving forward. a strange creature who starts yelling from back a ways, rushing through these vat areas and going like, he says, as he yells at you.
At us?
Yeah, like at you. Like sort of like an old. It gives you old man get off my lawn vibes, but
yeah.
you're not there yet. You're not even on the lawn. And what do you want to do as this person thing moves forward? Seems very sapient. Just hands up. No
Yeah.
threats. And gets up, and you are on the other side of the no trespassing sign, and this thing is on the other side of it, and sort of walks up, and you see this long sort of brownish neck.
What? Why you come to meet that Vorklath?
We were hoping
These needly teeth.
to come and speak to whoever is in charge, to perhaps
You speak to Vorklath?
we were hoping to perhaps purchase some of your workers.
You want to purchase?
If we might, we would like to see who may be in there and purchase anyone who might be able to do good work for us.
Boy, this creature looks a lot like a big version of that baby you threw. So. That's what you get.
Hey, they don't know.
That we know.
What you want?
We would like to perhaps trade for some of your workers.
You not trade. Mine.
You do not wish to... I see you have many of them.
They're all criminals. Their lives forfeit. Say sign. They're mine.
Right.
Forfeit your life to Vorklath.
Why are they criminals?
Sign.
They trespassed.
Criminals. Some violent. Some thieves.
Right. Well, I imagine it must get very stressful having so many criminals on your property, so perhaps...
No. I delight in their subjugation. They stir my meat vats. I sell the meats. It's perfect.
I'm very curious about the meat vats. How does that... Is it...
Get your own meat vats!
I mean to buy.
You cannot buy a meat vat.
I'll buy meat from your vats.
You want meat from vats?
Yeah.
Go to the supplier!
When we're looking at all this, so we see the two big guys, and we see him. What else do we see in terms of like potential people who are watching the workers?
People? There's nobody watching the workers.
Nobody?
The workers don't even look at you. They are quietly and diligently stirring meat vats.
Okay. How far away are the big guys?
From you guys?
Yeah.
30 feet?
They're standing right next to
They've
each
kind
other?
of made their
Okay.
way walking upside.
Sir, we have come a very long way, and we want to just perhaps at least let us come in and make an offer on some of your criminals.
Roll a persuasion check.
$15?
you the picker.
Isn't the person who would decide? Yes, that would be me.
You can come!
Alright, I will be back.
Brown, white, watch!
Brown and white step in. Where's the other? Where's white?
Right there.
Oh, he didn't get painted?
Oh, he got painted. He's
Oh.
painted. Yeah. He's
Oh,
fully
he's-
painted.
Oh, it looked like gray from where it was in white.
So, you step past the no trespassing sign and move into the meat vats of Vorkloth. You're brought up just a little bit. It says,
What are you looking for?
Some sturdy workers, perhaps dwarven, Duragar. Anyone who would be good working underground like this would be great.
You cannot have brown or white.
Oh, I do not wish to take your security. I'm sure they are very valuable to you.
Come this way.
while you're moving, you get a better look at some of the stuff that Vorklath is wearing. Again, many baubles, a lot of jewelry, like there's rings and there's necklaces, and you see the one thing that stands out that is totally different is the metallic. It's almost like a backpack that has a tube that runs from it and comes down one of its arms to another, like a nozzle. You don't know what it shoots out, but it looks like some sort of contraption that does something. There are other baubles, but there is specifically around his neck with a thick magical looking chain. There is a key. Walks you up to an area with there's some mice, some dwarves, and a Duragar. It says,
One of these could be good. You look for one.
We were looking for, I think, 3 or 4, but it just depends on how many suitable workers you have.
Or they will not be as docile with you.
I'm
You
sure.
must have an element of control like I do. Mastery of the subjugation.
I'm sure we will do just fine. She'll kind of place her hand on the whip at her hip. That one was gross to say.
That one hurt a bit, didn't it?
he likes that. He will remember that.
No.
Or Clef will remember that.
I have no need for such crude tools.
Well, clearly, you're more experienced than me in matters.
Yes, much. Obviously.
I accept this.
Good.
Doesn't know how to take compliments.
The mice and rats wandered too far. This Duragar is particularly criminal. Along with the others. But they couldn't get past brown and white, could they? No!
Sorry, it was about.
What
the
you
thing.
want?
How much would you like for? I'll kind of point towards the Duragar. How much would be fair for this one?
There is only one thing that can buy this Duragar. And that's what they stole.
What did they steal from you?
Well, my offspring!
Right, so
Those that shall try and fail to usurp me.
you have offspring somewhere that have been taken from you.
Yes!
Where have they been? How many? by
Not
the way?
allowed to find out which one of them was strong!
Okay, so how many were taken of your offspring? It sounds like multiple.
3.
3, and you would like them back.
Yes! I will trade 1 for 1.
Right. Okay, and you believe the other, they have it with them?
What?
I thought,
The other what?
where do you believe they have been taken?
I believe that my offspring would not deal with subjugation and would escape and flee at the nearest convenience. Maybe taking one with them, or sending it to its death.
Okay, so they are out skittering about somewhere, and you would like us to find them and we can do a trade then, yes?
You find offspring? I give you Duragar trash!
Alright, this sounds good. I will go back with my business partners and tell them, and we will go and find your offspring for you. This sounds good?
Leave and do it!
I'll just go.
You leave and do it. While that's happening, are you guys doing anything when you stand in front of the Umber Hulks?
I'll hold out my hand to one of them and go, hello, I'm Isabella. See if they fucking... I just want to see if they interact.
They both look at you. And they look at each other.
I'll curtsy. I'm just fascinated by
They start clicking at each other.
the clicking.
You notice that it's not just the clicking. You could do the clicking. There are gestures and things that their anatomy, like the quiver of their mandibles. There's a tiny mouth inside that does different stuff. Like, it's about more than the sounds. It's like a whole. You just don't have the body to even.
Would Mistress be able to even mimic that?
She
Sure she
doesn't
can.
have rigid chitin. And she doesn't know their language.
Hey, Soren, can you hand me one of those chips, please?
Yeah.
I want to just like very obviously take it and put it in my pocket and see if the Umber Hulks like follow it at all.
Yeah, they both follow it.
Okay.
They both see
That's good.
that.
Telepathically, I'm gonna ask him. Should we try to bribe them now, or wait and see what comes of Ink's negotiations?
Later. Definitely not. It's too early.
Yeah. As you walk up, and he curses or something in his other tongue, and you are on their side of it. You see her sort of.
Okay.
Alright, if we want to leave the area, we can discuss what I talked about with...
Yeah, you guys can start walking away.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Going on.
So you know the egg you found earlier?
Mhm.
Those are his children.
Oh.
He would like them back. He said he would trade one Duragar for one child,
They
so...
did look very similar. Problem, got rid of that bag because it was bitey.
Great. So there are 3 out there.
Why would they take his children?
I do not know.
I mean,
So-
it's valid for him to be upset if his offspring got stolen.
I guess I don't. Look, the moral calculus here, I do not know how to talk about it, but right now I'm thinking he's a slave guy, and also he's gross, so.
Have we considered asking the Durgar why they took his children?
Oh, we can go do that, that's for sure, but we can figure out what we want to do. Do we want to even bother doing that, or just go in and try and.
I mean,
You didn't get a chance to bribe.
We figured we'd wait until
Yeah.
you were out of there.
Okay. I don't know when we'll get an opportunity to discuss things with him alone again. If we even can communicate with Yor.
They
oh,
just
yeah, I
did
can communicate with them.
clicky things, so.
So we're going to find 3 babies in all of these tunnels. But
Or
that's
we
the
could kill them.
proposition.
Or die. That is always
Or-
an option.
We could turn around and leave.
And not fulfill our job.
Well, we already came down here.
Yes,
Yes.
but we could leave.
I do not think that would be very good for our reputation in terms of doing jobs.
Agreed.
Let us talk with the Duragar and see what they have to say about the offspring, and then we will figure out what we are doing.
Good with that.
Sure.
Alright.
Okay, so you head down, back over to the Durgar camp. You follow essentially the same path, and you are underneath the cutout about 30 feet down the wall, and they don't seem to notice that you're there.
In Dwarvish, so I'll just yell, "Hello!"
You hear? Oh, yes! As walking to the edge.
Could we get a ride back up, please?
Oh, yeah. Spider. Comes down. With his little helmet on. Walks back up.
Well, the slaver said he would do a trade of one Duragar for one of his offspring.
One of his offspring?
We were told, yes, that his.
That they were taken by your people.
That's preposterous!
What do you mean?
That's ridiculous! Why would we steal his offspring?
I did find a bag of one of his offspring near the exit. Not too far from your spider.
Must have been something else.
Are you lying?
Oh!
Is she lying? Can I insight?
You can insight anybody you'd like.
Ooh, I'm not great at insight, but I actually.
It's 16.
16. You're pretty sure she's lying.
Why did you take them?
We're looking for money. We need things. He's a slaver. They're evil. They're just bad. He's a bad guy. And those things are gonna be bad too.
I would probably agree with you, but do you think it's. You do not have the moral agency to go and take someone
I
else's
don't know what that
job.
word means.
Aren't you acting exactly like a slaver? if you-
No. We were going to sell them.
Yes, that's what
You
they
are going.
do.
That's
That's
the
what-
That's into
definition of
slavery like a spider the strider. Look at him. He's happy as a spider.
Again,
You look at him and he's pretty happy.
I'm going to be honest with, like, humanoids, though, and I know he's not, like, humanoid, but he's sentient and sapient. You're dealing in slavery. That is not better. I would argue there is a fundamental difference between Spider, who... You're doing a great job, Spider, and beings that have...
Do you want to do the job or not?
Look, we want to do the job, but in order to do the job, it would be helpful if you were honest with us.
And tell us where to find the rest of the children.
I don't fucking know. Why would I hire someone if I knew how to finish it myself?
to clean up the mess that
You said you
made.
found a bag, so you got one.
Well,
We kind of got rid of it. I got rid of it.
Why?
Yes, why did you get rid of it? I'm sure it was a very good reason.
It didn't seem interesting. I mean, it just wriggled and tried to bite things and didn't do much else.
Scared the spider too.
Also, the spider, yeah, it didn't
That's true.
like the spider,
I'm not surprised.
and so when
Doesn't
it-
like Vorklath.
well,
Probably scared the little lad.
to be fair, we didn't know we would need it, and I thought the spider was more important, so I threw away the little thing so we could ride the spider.
Does that mean you're going to do it?
The alternative is trying to probably kill his bodyguards, although we could try and go talk to them, but again, I feel like that was the only opportunity we had. If we walk up again, I feel like the guy's going to be like, what are you doing here? Where are my children?
I don't think that would be smart.
If we want to try and just kill all the slaver people, that's fine, but that would be very dangerous.
Well, I can talk to the Umberhawks even in front of him. I mean, he won't know.
Unless the Umber Hulk is startled by your sudden psionic communication.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Maybe we could find one of the children, which would at least give us the reason to go back.
We can try. Yeah.
I think he would just get upset and then go, oh, well, you only get one slave because you brought me one.
Because it would still give an
Don't come
opportunity
back.
to. My concern is if we just walk up now for you to communicate with one of his people.
He
he's
would be
gonna
very
be
mad and tell us to
suspicious.
go away.
Suspicious. But if we bring one back, it would be smart because
Well,
we're not going to walk around with three of them
Why
at
don't
one
we go
time.
look for the first one, and then we try to find the other two?
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
Makes sense to take one back at a time. In this situation.
Does it?
Because-
Or
yeah.
will he just get annoyed?
Would you rather hold on to three
He
offspring at once or just
doesn't-
one?
Well, he doesn't seem to like us being around.
Yeah, but I think
We'll
if we
have
bring
something
one
for him.
kid back, I think he'd be pretty happy. It's one more kid than he had.
So you want to go look for the one you threw?
Yeah.
So the one
he's
we've seen
It was
retracing
right
our
at the
steps.
entrance.
Mm-hmm.
was.
Buddy, you got itchies.
This place is fucking massive, so it could be fucking anywhere.
I'll ask the Durgar. For expediency's sake, do you mind if we take Spider again? We'll return him just fine.
Well, the problem is.
All I'm saying is it will take longer if we don't, and your friends are the ones who are. Get up in your crotch.
Hi, buddy. And itchy. Give them your kisses. Taking spider shit.
I mean, do you want your friends back or not?
Don't think taking my pet is contingent upon you completing your delve slip?
We could just leave.
You absolutely can. And then your reputation as delvers will be destroyed.
I just do
Why
not.
do you think it was given to you?
I do not understand why you are so averse to us just riding back, considering.
Because it's my pet. It's dangerous. Spider means a lot to me. What could you do for me? What guarantee do you give me? What collateral? What do you want? What do you want for promises? Mean very little. I need you to know that if he doesn't come out alive from this, There'll be no ends of you'll have to kill me too!
Do we just want to walk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
When you love something, you let someone take it with you. You just carve your heart out and hand it to somebody else as they traipse about in the Underdark?
Like the babies.
I think not.
The babies you stole?
The babies? He doesn't love them babies.
They're still babies.
So are baby spiders. So are baby other things. You ever
Babies-
killed a baby?
Not yet.
Probably. Babies die all the time in other parts of nature.
That does not make it okay for you to all of a sudden get the... Whatever, I'm here for the job. I'm not here to debate this with you. I don't care.
Time to go?
Yeah.
We'll be back.
You can ride Spider to the entrance. And back.
Alright, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Let's go before they change their mind again.
Spider, you climb up, and Spider's like, essentially like, welcome aboard, happy to have you. And he goes down, and he starts to go in the direction of the entrance where you guys rappelled down. You are now searching for a baby creature that you threw. Was it in the bag when you threw it?
Yeah, it was.
You threw
I
the
just
whole
tied-
bag?
I just tied the bag back up and
Yeah.
tossed it back where, because I tossed it away from the spider.
Oh boy. Okay. So, here's what's gonna happen. You guys are looking for this thing. How are you looking for this thing?
I'm gonna look exactly where I threw it.
Well, it's not exactly where you threw it.
If I-
You get to where you threw it, and the bag is open.
Oh boy.
Are there any tracks or any
too small.
signs that...
What color was it?
It was like a little, like, a brownish color.
Fuck, so it's even harder to see because it's brown.
Yeah,
It's
a
like
lot of the rock around here is like
environment.
gray or red, and there is like a licheny sort of grassiness to a lot of the space, but yeah, you don't know where he is right now.
Does anyone have any, well, in our rations, is there any kind of like meat or anything, like basic? Presumably, that guy's doing meat vats. I assume he's a carnivore.
Sure.
His kids probably are too.
Not bad assumption.
They did try to like bite and stuff, so.
Can I open up a? Should we set up like a trap or some? Maybe not even a trap, but like a bait.
Not a bad idea.
Do you know how to set bait?
Set a thing. Do you not just go?
It's about the place you put it and
The
what you're
scent.
trying to attract. So, okay. So just you want to open a ration and take the meaty bits out,
Yeah.
and place it somewhere. Go ahead and make a survival check. Anybody can do that. Like you're contributing it. If you think you're the best survival one, that's fine.
What is that? Your survival's got to be better than mine. Mine's -1.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone else.
I'm +1
I
and
got
I'm
no
the only
wisdom,
one,
baby.
yeah.
Okay. I'll help him.
How?
I was gonna use
I
investigation,
will-
but this works.
Do I have a better sense of smell because I'm a tabaxi?
You don't have keen scent. Cause right now you're telling me you're just setting bait down.
I'm thinking about it. Hold on.
Go ahead and roll a survival check. Just
Can I
roll
do
a
other
roll.
stuff too, or is this like my limit?
What do you mean?
Like, is it the survival check the only thing I can do, or can I do like other stuff too?
You can pitch me another thing that you want to do with the bait right now.
Because I didn't want to do anything with the bait at all. And now,
Well, the bait is being. You could roll a survival check
Yeah.
for the bait.
That's
You could
what
do
I'm
something
saying.
else
Okay.
after that.
that's what I
Can
meant.
with prestidigitation, I can make like a puff of wind. Can I use that to help like spread the scent of the meat?
Okay.
As well as the air down here is like stagnant.
Sure, I'll say you waft it. Yeah, go ahead.
You waft. The
You waft.
fucking-
You spend some time
Oh, yeah.
wafting with
That's
prestidigitation.
good. Worse, actually. I rolled an 8 and a 7. 9 is the max.
Okay. You definitely put some bait on the ground.
Man, y'all are just fucking.
Y'all,
Well,
you
what
did-
did-
what are you doing?
add to it?
Doodling over there? You doodling?
Yeah.
Hey, well, stop doodling and participate. Huh, doodler?
What am I gonna do?
No clue. That's for you to decide.
Yeah. And
Um,
right now it's not
It's
whatever the
doodling.
fuck this is.
So you said
well,
there's like...
how do you want to find it then?
like
you can't give him
mossy-
shit if you're not gonna
It's
like,
like
give him
mossy,
turn.
I can
and
absolutely
there's like a lot of
give him shit.
like lichen and stuff around.
There's some lichen and stuff, yeah.
Can I use investigation to see if any of it's been eaten in like any like trails, like so like kind of see if it like started in one spot and ate towards another way?
Sure. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Not this time. Okay, I mean I'll take a 14.
A 14.
Mm-hmm.
Darwin's definitely going up with,
Yep.
right? Or is he staying here because he's loyal?
Nope, I heard. Wait, he is loyal.
Loyal? Loyal? Well, he's staying because there's more of us
Oh,
down
shit.
here. I think it's a numbers game.
Oh,
I think if one of us goes, he might. Anyway, okay, so you start investigating around the area, and the beta set, and Soren sort of squats over it and wafts it, and the scent is moving out. And on the lichen, you don't see like anything eaten on the lichen. But I'll say you do find the torn apart carcass of some kind of other, like a beetle or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It might be that. Like, that might be evidence. So you find this beetle, and with a 16?
14.
14? So the 14, you move further a little bit, and there is the... I want to say, I guess again a carcass,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like a, it looks like a thing that, how do I describe this? There was a mushroom
Mm-hmm.
that grew, and maybe like a Venus flytrap situation. It had some sort of like, and it seems to have been like bitten and ripped out of the, and then, so there's like a broken mushroom, but it looks like there was like a scuffle, or maybe it was just like a fake fight, like pretending that the mushroom was, you don't really know. But it seems like a small little fight around this mushroom cap.
Well, kind of a direction. It leads to something.
A rough
Around
direction.
that, yeah.
Okay. So you follow in the rough direction of that. What do you want to do as you continue to do that? How do you want
I'm just gonna keep looking out for signs of something like that.
to? Okay. So we'll use another skill to complete this. Isaac tracks down some activity.
Oh boy, I don't even know.
You guys are not rangers.
Could Mistress try to sniff for it?
The mistress doesn't have keen smell either. A perception check.
Is that a feat? Is keen sense a feat?
No, it's a racial feat that some things have.
Tabaxi should have it.
I think
Cats
they get
can
climb
smell.
speed.
I don't care. Verisimilitude.
They have
How dare you balance this game?
dark vision. Yeah, I don't think. I think a dog character would be
No.
more prone to, because it's like advantage on perception, not just high perception. So I feel like,
Are there canine people canonically in D&D?
I mean, there are mine.
There are? Like not werewolves, but like canine people. That's interesting.
There's tabaxi, there's dogs.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Nice. How are we resolving the next stage of this?
Since there are dog people, is there a like dog boyfriend anywhere that I can
Oh
see?
my fucking
Maybe.
god.
Somewhere.
Is there a bounty hunter?
Yeah, I'm sure there are bounty hunters that are dogs. That'd be rad.
Fuck, I don't know what to do. This thing's so little.
Well, right now you're standing over the corpse of a mushroom. This seems to have been defeated like Don Quixote defeated a windmill.
Is there no other path of carnage for a tiny thing?
I need another skill check to the skill
Can I like
challenge.
investigate or something? and
One
look
person
for-
already chose investigation. He's your brother.
Well, I'm sorry, we're both intelligence.
Did someone do perception yet?
Heavy.
No, we've done survival and intelligence.
I don't want to do. I can't. I'm
You don't
really
have to
bad
do
at
it.
perception.
Can I do a perception just to see if I can see any more trail,
You
any
can try,
of the
yeah.
mushroom, any of anything?
Oh.
Yikes. Thank you.
Those both yours?
Yeah, this one I left here.
There was another one.
We stole one of your smart orders.
Are they done? I have a box. I can toss them in.
I don't know. Can you see them?
What? Oh, you can throw this one away. I'll just keep this one. Thank you.
Is it just bad?
It's bad.
You're trying to figure out how to make it bad?
I was trying to think in my head.
Would you like some help?
I was thinking about that, and I was also. Did we get? I can't remember. I had the tokens.
Yeah,
but they were
We had
gold.
good food
check.
last
You
night,
could
yeah.
use
Mhm.
advantage on a skill check.
You guys got the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Did you use
Yeah.
gold food before you
Yeah.
came down here?
Yeah, because I went and paid for.
Yeah.
That's even worse. Great. So it's a it's
You
a
can
7.
use the Paragon.
But then I.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. Sure.
What's
why
the
not?
worst that could happen?
Well, I'm sure I
Okay.
won't need this later at
So
all.
use
I'm sure I won't regret
one
this.
hit dice, and you get to use a luck point if you want.
4.
I'll use a different dice. 12.
12. Okay. You don't smell it. You don't see it, but you do listen, and you see her ears sort of like. And
That's fine.
you can hear. You got a 12?
Yes.
That's what I wrote down. You got a. You can hear a sort of like two things making small noises. Sort of just down and around, out of sight,
Where is
somewhere
Squeaky?
in these rocks.
Run
I'm
to
gonna
the squeaky.
cast Detect Thoughts
Uh-huh.
and then follow the sound.
What's the range on detect thoughts?
It's 30 feet around me, but I can detect the presence of any creatures that are basically thinking.
right.
Intelligence 3 or more.
I'm assuming you can sense them as well, but you have to direct it at them to listen to their thoughts, or do you get surface thoughts just being 30 feet from somebody? I think you have to
It says
focus on understanding their surface
Where does it
thoughts.
say it in here? You can also use the spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see when you cast a spell, or as your action during the duration. You can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you.
Okay, yeah.
Can penetrate barriers, but 2 feet of rock, 2 inches
Sure.
of metal.
Yeah. You feel aggressive thoughts coming from not far, and you point it out. You get close enough. You let out your brain noise, and while you gain the other three's consciousness, other four's consciousness, Mistress is there. Mr. Buttons is a little bit of a consciousness too.
We just have a party over here.
Yeah. You do get like aggressive thoughts from this tiny thing, and you have to see it to push into its thoughts, or do you just start getting them if you focus on it?
I would have to see it to focus on it.
Okay. But you do get it, and as you curl around, there's just like a rock that sort of comes up, and a couple other rocks that almost in like a 3-rock formation. Then in the center of it, you see this small baby with its spider legs and its long neck and its tiny little hands, and it is currently battling a fiery beetle, like a small fiery beetle. The beetle is on it and like biting at it, and it's got its hands and it's like wrestling with it on the ground. They're about this big. They're embroiled in a battle for the ages.
Beetles are creatures, right?
They're not thinking creatures, though. Their intelligence is 1. It is thinking, though. Very basic.
Well, we could sneak up on it with a
You're not
bag
that far
and
from it. It
just-
doesn't seem to care
Can
that
I
you're there.
just
You're about 20
scoop
feet
it up?
away.
Yeah, I was gonna mind sliver the beetle,
You want to mind
Yeah.
sliver the beetle?
so that way it can just start feasting and be distracted.
Okay. It's just an attack or a save?
Intelligence save.
That's, yeah. It's a beetle.
7.
So it takes 6 psychic damage.
It's a beetle.
You intend to have this beetle, like, and it goes,
Oh, God!
and orange goo goes like this, and then the little baby goes,
I think you should probably grab it while it's distracted.
in victory as you walk up very easily, I'll say.
love him.
And you grab him, and you grab him, like, his neck and his back, and his leg go,
Can I grab some of the beetle entrails and stuff to kind of grab it? And,
you're gonna feed him?
yeah.
Roll
See if I can get him
me,
to trust me.
roll
we
me a
gonna have a pet?
persuasion check.
No,
I'll give you advantage just because you're giving him beetle guts.
we're about to trade back a future slaver.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Double 13's interesting on the dice. And I think my persuasion is at just
We're helping the slaver because both sides are the same.
19.
19. Yeah, there's a moment of fucking let me go, and then there's this like delicious orange beetle goo, and you sate him for a moment. What do you feel like you should find some place
Jar?
to keep him?
Bag?
Can I just put him in, like, my bag?
Do you want to put him in your bag?
I mean, do we have a different bag?
That's
or
fine. No,
something
you can put him in
else?
your bag. So you sort of.
I will make sure
Put
he's
him
not...
in my bag.
Are you going to throw him away?
I'm not going to throw him away if we need him. Clearly.
Alright.
Why are you all so mad at me like I threw him away? I threw him away because the spider didn't
I
like
would have
it.
thrown it too.
Yeah, probably
You all
would've
would've
done
tossed it
the
as
same
well.
thing,
I don't know if I would have picked it up.
Well, aren't you glad that I did?
Not really, because you threw it away, so it doesn't matter. We're on the
We
same
would have
page,
never
basically.
known it was here.
I don't know. It's probably a lot of pent-up frustration. Coming out unhealthy.
The thing or you?
Probably both.
It's finishing its orange goo.
yeah. Well, someone
Whose bag?
Bag?
Your bag? You put it in there. You just put it in your bag
Yeah.
with all your other stuff in
I
there.
have like a little cloth bag, like satchel out of
Sure.
keep.
So he goes in your cloth bag and you sort of strut it. And
Oh wait, shit. Hydra meat.
Good fucking call.
That's why I asked.
Can I have that? Yeah, I'm gonna take that out. Can you hold this?
I got to drive.
The,
in your
the
bag.
meat.
Oh,
The meat.
I guess I'll put it in my
You
bag.
don't actually have to drive. You're not doing anything.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Don't really care either way, to be honest. Yeah, it's a 16.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Like, it doesn't bother him at all. Like, he's like, no, I don't know
You're
how
like-
to do this.
you're like-
so.
damn, I thought I was good, but this is, okay, yeah.
It's like a
True.
fake it till you make it, and
Tough.
then if you don't make it, you submit. You don't know what you're doing. It's fine.
Okay, so you have this baby. Would you like to return Spider the Strider like you agreed, or would you like to
Yes.
just keep going?
Well,
We're returning the
We'll
spider.
return him, take the baby back, and get hopefully one of the
I take
people
my
who's been
baby
enslaved.
back, baby back.
Baby back, baby back.
Slavers, baby back, please. Darwin, what are you
I
doing?
hate this.
Is it wrong to steal a slaver's baby? Is the new? Is it wrong to steal bread to feed your family?
Is the baby also a slaver?
No, it's a baby. Unless it's very ahead of its age group.
You don't
Like
know
it's
how
not
these
doing
babies
baby
work.
Einstein. It's
You have
doing
no idea
baby
how
Goebbels.
these babies work. So it is in there. You can hear it wriggling around at first, and then it makes peace with its location for now.
Yeah.
You take Spider the Strider back up and drop him off, and you walk back across. And you get to, unless you want to stop and talk to them for any reason, you get to the meat vats of Forkcloth.
So when they come up here, I am going to. Okay.
Are we just going to go for that and not see what happens?
Are we not?
So you
trying
want
to
to
just go
give him the first
retrieve
baby
the other
and immediately
babies?
retrieve a Durgar?
If that is possible, it would
Uh,
always be better to get some out than none.
Agreed.
The more we can get out. When I was
there's
there,
lots of Duragar.
right, I was gonna say, can I look and see which ones look the healthiest? Because presumably they were the last ones brought in. So they're probably looking a little healthier than the others.
You know the one that you were exposed to the first time was shown to be a thief. You don't know about the others. They all look healthy.
Okay. I'll probably go with the one.
They don't look. None of these people look disheveled.
Okay.
They all look very happily stirring meat vats.
happily stirring
Oh.
meat vats?
Like as happily as someone can be stirring a meat vat.
I don't know how happy that is. I've never experienced
Medium. Medium. Just they don't seem elated, but to stir the meat vats, but they don't seem upset. Seem like they're doing a thing, just enjoying it, kind of.
Okay, so we're going to make the exchange, and then go back for more.
This is an excuse to get you to try and see if
Okay,
we can.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
then we'll leave, hopefully, with one of the people who was enslaved and see what we can do.
Also, if we're worried about the health, I mean, we could convince him that I am a doctor, really.
Hmm.
Could always be a medical check before we make our decision.
This is true.
Okay.
As long as he doesn't ask for proof.
Would he know? I don't think he knows how to vet your credentials, if I'm being honest. I think he knows meat, vat, and pain. I don't know if he knows much about internal medicine.
It's fair.
Underdark
surgeon's
creatures
kit? I
these
can
days
make it
only
work.
know two things: meat, vats, and pain.
So you
Have any of the names, do we, of the people that were taken?
I will say you do because you talked to them.
Okay.
The people taken at the meat vats are called Emir, E-M-I-R, Palm, P-A-U-M, Gremnor, how it sounds, and Bilm, how that sounds.
Okay, so there's 4 Durgar, 3 offspring.
But we get 400 per Durgar we bring back, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the more we can get, the better.
So, you walk up to the vats of Forkcloth, and you are at the no trespassing. Trespassers forfeit their lives. No solicitors. And you walk back up. You see Brown and White turn as they look through the meat vat fields toward the entrance as you approach. And yet again, you see
We have the first baby, child, offspring. First offspring.
Offspring.
Yes.
Alive.
Correct.
Correct.
Good. Where?
I'll point to the bag.
Reaches hand over and
You stay.
the baby is up there, and you see it sort of like
You cannot penetrate my hide! So young.
Well, that is one. Could we get the first one and then we'll go find the others? We figured it would be easier if we got some help each time. You know what I mean? Do the trade.
Also, perhaps we could ask the thieves where they took the rest of your babies,
It will
your
help.
offspring.
It's not a bad idea.
You want thief?
It would make our job easier.
Brown, get thief!
Brown walks away.
Where did you find offspring?
Back in the cave, some ways near the entrance of the large chamber.
Trying to escape. Thank you.
Of course.
One of the strongest left. Stolen before they were to prove themselves on the corpse of the great old master. Battle to the death to decide the strongest.
So all your offspring fight each other until there's one left?
You see a proud tear.
Like me and my disgusting father before me. I one day look forward to the strongest of them failing to usurp me as I rend the organs and brains from their bones and bodies and rest upon their corpses, their skulls under my throne.
Why?
Brown walks up,
Why wouldn't you want your offspring to usurp you?
pushes the Duragar.
You are released.
And the Duragar goes,
Oh,
and then falls over.
Fucking spell.
You may take.
Thank you. We will return with your other offspring. Appreciate it.
Leave.
As they start to walk away, I think to Brown, I'm going to try and telepathically communicate. And since we don't have to share language, is it more just giving them the impulses and ideas?
You can communicate your thoughts as normally, and Brown will interpret as such.
I'm just going to say, deviate a little to the side if you would be willing to take a moonship in exchange for walking away from your master.
Gonna be more expensive than that, friendo.
Is that really?
Yes.
I love him.
Definitely willing to, but has a good gig here. There would have to be.
Okay. 2 moonships?
Well, I can tell you're new to this, so let me just cut you off at the pass right there. Look, I got a reputation to uphold, and I can tell that this is a little bit of a clandestine activity that you have going on here with the old brain thing. You're not the first one to try, probably won't be the last. I'll let you know right now. Me, I'm 1,000. White, 800.
Chips?
Gold.
Gold? Okay.
Yeah. But If it comes to happen, you come under the price, and we comes to blows, just no hard feelings, you know? Okay.
Sure. We will
Get
let
out
you
of my
know.
head.
I like him.
Guide you in his track.
Honest.
Umber Hulks, man.
Hmm?
They're simple.
He said 1,000 gold for him, 800 gold for the white one.
Well, for Durgar, 1,600.
All your winnings.
That would be
Yeah.
pointless.
Yeah. Don't have enough.
That's for the violent approach with help. Or we could find some babies.
Let us try and talk to the Daragar and see what we can learn. If
We
any.
Yes,
could
let's question the thief and see where they took the.
perhaps bribe one of the Umber Hulks to help us fight the other.
If they are not personally.
Right.
Yeah, if they're not their friends, then it'd be like paying one of us to find each other.
22 on your Umber Hulk thing?
Yeah.
There's reports of Umber Hulks battling each other. Say you need a higher one to understand anything further than that in their society. So you begin to walk with the Durgar. Yeah, there's a bit of time it takes for him to sort of recollect himself. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
Thanks.
Yep.
3.
3. Okay. This is Gremnor.
I think in this whole dice tray I only have one. You're better at this than me.
An older Durgar, looks like with a bit of experience. And you walk him essentially away from this space, and then he sits down for a moment. Oh, my bloody head. Oh, who are you people?
Hello, we were hired by your fellow.
Yeah, well, it was on the slip. Was it,
Jeffiker.
Jeffiker. Yes.
Jeffiker hired us to come and try and get you and your friends from the slaver. You are the first we've been able to barter for.
That was a job gone wrong.
Seems like it.
Ah, that's okay.
Do you remember anything from your time under his influence? Clearly something was going on there.
Oh, just not my first rodeo.
You've been enslaved before?
It's the Underdark. Yeah. My people come from a long line of slaves. During the Moon War,
So,
or whatever y'all had up there,
Yeah.
there was a period of time before that where, well, you first surface people didn't notice a lot of, fucking mind flayers coming down here and torturing our people. Oh, you were... How old do they make humans?
Well, I'm 32.
So you were a...
Baby.
baby.
Yes.
Similar.
When I was 30, I was practically a toddler.
so, where did you take the rest of the offspring that you stole?
Rest of the offspring. Oh, I didn't take him anywhere. I was caught pretty quick. But the plan was to steal the offspring from the slaver and to get to the... Yeah, to get to the city.
To what city?
Well,
To the
City Merudi, of course. And to by way of the Grand Hall.
Can I do like a history check?
No.
No?
You don't know this.
I cannot say I've ever heard of such a place before.
Oh, well, sort of gets up, points around a rock. There it is. You see all the way across that structure. There's the Grand Hole. Can't see it that well from here, but you can tell it's, different. Anyway, there's a crossing. Had to get to the crossing. And then once you get through the crossing, you can get to the gates of Marudi. This is the safest crossing in all the crack.
Do you know, once you got to the city, what were you planning on doing with the offspring? Presumably selling to some
Sell them in the
fence?
minute markets.
Minute marker.
Yeah, the minute shops.
Did any of your friends not get caught?
Yeah, Jaffiker was the one with us.
Just Jessica and...
Yeah, the other 3 that were with us all got caught with me. Jaffiker got out with, well, we have a pet spider, and it was just faster than the rest of us.
Spider the Strider?
You know!
We have-
Oh, so you've met Jaffiker?
Correct.
Ah, excellent. How's she doing?
She was injured, but she is doing okay. all things
Perfect.
considered.
Perfect. A nice scar from the thing. Yes. Excellent. Well, we could head there. I could head back to camp. I could rest up, and well, if you get more, I wouldn't hate finishing the job. You know what I mean?
Taking more offspring or killing him?
Raiding the damn plantation, taking it all.
I don't mind that idea. I do not like that guy, if
Yeah.
I'm being
He's
honest.
kind of a dick.
Also,
Also the slavery thing.
Yeah.
Personality
morality,
aside.
Big
yeah.
red flag there.
very uncomfortable. I had to pretend to want to whip them earlier. Made me feel very dirty. I think in recompense we should probably do
Also-
something about the slavery.
It is
Kills
in
us
the
and
dark.
they fight their own children to the death and then sleep on their corpses?
Kinda fucked up.
That's pretty fucked up.
No, they don't sleep on the corpses. So what happens is, if you're interested.
Yes.
Yes. So these creatures are called Nyogi. They are a This isn't the only one, but they usually only come in like 1 or 2 or a small community, but there's always one in charge called the Master, and they are a race that they only like essentially one thing, and that is to dominate other people.
I picked
Other
up on
things.
that. They seem
It's
to
kind
have
of
a
like
thing
the
about-
only thing they like. Very one track. And anyway, they don't sleep on the corpses. The babies are born inside the corpses of the slain master. Once a new master is taken, so the babies were born from the master's seed inside his own dead father's or mother's carcass, and then those babies fight their way out and then fight on top of the carcass until the only one left, and then, or whatever as they decide.
So did you steal
and
them
then-
from a carcass?
Yes, off of a body inside the house, which was mostly eaten. But we had heard that it was under new management. It was the meat vats of Orclat.
Just added a...
Well, that's his name. I think that's how they do it. I'm not sure. Maybe the first one was named V. Or Vork. Or Lath.
I have no problem raiding, but those Umberhawks are a bit of a problem.
Oh yeah, you'd have to get the others out first, and then we do it.
Well, we can get 2 more with the current deal we have set up.
Assuming we can find the babies.
Once you get in there, if he gets you with his brain, you're fucked. You're just gonna be stirring meat vats.
Yes, how,
Not sure.
is this
Got me.
do you know anything about if it was strictly arcane, or I know there are some psionic something?
Nope.
Okay.
I just know I was stirring meat vats. And I felt like if I didn't stir meat vats, I don't know, it gave me anxiety.
Stirring the meat vats soothed me. Felt good.
That's a little weird. Not your fault. It's weird
Well, it
that...
doesn't feel good now. I just knew it felt good then.
No, I'm saying it's
Right.
weird that they basically reprogram you to enjoy your own subjugation.
I suppose.
Well, that's how you avoid a rebellion.
Yes. I too would corrupt the masses with a panacea to distract them from the reality of their subjugation as well.
God damn it.
Yeah, like
Did you know...
pizza in the break room one day.
Pizza in the break room, yeah. That'll keep us from making bacon. Pizza! Put the bacon on the pizza, and we forget we want it!
Did you happen to notice if the effect that came over you seems to come from him or...
My wisdom or my charisma or my intelligence?
No,
I don't
that
know.
is not what I... No.
Yeah.
Was... Okay.
It came from him.
Okay.
They are all... In fact, the baby you had. At some point, we'll have some point.
Alright. So if we can focus on him initially, it might make things easier.
Maybe.
Concentrate fire to stop him from controlling anyone.
Well, he of course has the, all of his bubbles. Seem to help with things. He's also got that pack.
The pick,
All on his back.
which does...
Bill got particularly, singed by it in our escape. Throws fire.
His backpack throws fire?
It throws fire.
You wouldn't happen
In
to
a
have
cone.
Like from his back? Like this way?
From a tube on his arm from his back.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a tube, arm, back situation.
Well,
Classic.
that means it's flammable,
What's flammable?
more than likely.
His
Could be
backpack.
magical.
His backpack?
If it's shooting out
Oh,
fire.
I was thinking that I wanted it, but
But if we could blow it up, he would blow up.
maybe? I don't know what's in it.
Right. It's just assuming it has some kind of fuel source.
Let me see. Apparently, this it is now canon that Gremnor knows things about combustibles. He likes to make bacon.
Oh my god.
Well, if it's got a combustible fuel source on the inside and you shot it with your pistol, sure, but if it's magical, I don't think it's going to break through. So it's worth a shot. We didn't get that chance because, well, the tactic was to sneak in and out. But he caught us and then picked us off slowly. So now I'm thinking a full frontal assault. But then I'm worried about the Umber Hulks.
Well, do you have 1,800 gold handy?
No.
Okay.
That is a shame. That would have
That
made
would have
everything
made everything super easy.
very easy for us.
The Umber Hulks can be bribed for 1,000 or 800 gold.
Yes, Umber Hulks can be bribed. They don't often work with us. Because we want the same thing.
But they would work with us.
I don't know. Thoughts of working with an Umber Hulk is distasteful.
How
Have you
about
killed
working
an
with a
Umber
friend?
Hulk before?
Yes.
Why is it?
How many?
Well, not personally.
Why is
with a
it
group.
distasteful?
How do I describe this? Well, on account of me knowing combustibles, I'd say I learned the idiom, like oil in water. From the surface, during my trades.
We use that one all the time.
But they seemed like perfectly reasonable.
Do they? You never been at the end of the Umber Hulk's wrath, have you?
No, I just
It's becoming more of a pirate.
talked to them and they're pretty friendly.
They're friendly until they're not.
Yeah.
You could
That's
probably
what
say that
most
about
people
things.
are.
Everyone's
But if
friendly
you-
with a price.
If you pay them, they'll be friendly.
They're particularly unfriendly when they're not. I don't have as a well-traveled surface sometimes person. I'm not particularly prejudicial against this. However, I do know that both Emir, Palm, well, I guess 3, and Jeffiker have all suffered injuries from the Umber Hulks, and knowing them might not be 100% behind it, but with a series of difficult persuasions, maybe you could try.
We could at least buy their neutrality.
Essentially, here is you could probably get one or the other to help you for sure. Together, it would be tougher, but it's not out of the question.
Well, it's better to have the Umber Hulks not fighting than fighting us.
Yeah.
Either way, if you don't like it or not, that's just facts.
We could just pay them to leave.
That's true, but also, there's money in them. Tell you what, you don't ally with the Umber Hulks, and you kill them with us, I'll let you pick one of them to keep. We keep the other.
What valuable can be found from the inside?
Their
of
entire
them?
bodies.
You can find a lot of valuables in creatures.
Oh god. Oh no.
You may have noticed, just to sweeten the pot a bit, that one of them wasn't brown.
Yes, it was white.
Yes,
Rare?
the rarest. It ate the god flesh and turned colors. I don't know what that means for it, but it's got to be different.
Kind of want to fight an Umber Hulk now.
Oh no.
Just for reference,
They're quite tough.
how many of you usually team up to fight one of these things?
About a party? It'd be rude to do more than 5.
Okay, so how difficult does it normally find you when you are...
I expect losses. Say your goodbyes before the fight, and whoever comes out, we'll take the bodies of those slain. And of course, we will send them off to whatever.
So
Well, no afterlives anymore. We'll send them off.
How much would it cost to hire people to help us from the city?
we are the hired help.
No,
We're
I'm-
literally there.
No,
Oh, well,
Talking
I'm
about
sure
the
there's
dwarven
hired
city.
We didn't make it all the way to the city. City Marudi is a mousefolk kingdom run by the king mice.
Okay.
Mice are different than rats.
Fair.
That's
I don't know
racist.
if it was like the
No,
same.
they're-
They've got rats, but they're not rat gang.
It's not like
Rats and
it's like
mice
our
aren't so
our
different,
mouse
you know.
friend.
Yeah, okay.
They've also got ferrets, and they've got moles, and they've got, I don't know, lots of things.
Well, if we could get a
I've heard
hunting-
many stories. Would love to go someday.
make it worth our while
Why
if
don't
they die.
Why don't we just go to the city? And also keep an eye out for babies on the way.
Well, how much was offered for me?
400
400
gold.
about.
400 or 2 moon chips, I believe.
Terrible bounty. I was kind of hoping for more, but I understand that these are hard times. We have to be able to afford things. Well, if you're headed towards the city, you're going to want some more funds, probably. So I'd say we go back, and you drop me off. You get some payment. I'll figure out some sort of battle arrangement for myself and Jeffica, and if I can get some of my supplies, I could start some healing. So, then you could go get the others.
Sounds
Mountain
good.
offensive? This'll be glorious. Not for nothing, if we could get out of there taking some of them babies with us, that'd be good too.
Just as a reminder. You walk back, and you've been walking and talking the whole time. You get to the thing.
Spider the Strider! You there?
And then you hear from inside.
Oh! Jeffica, is that you? Grimnor, is that you?
And then they start having a thing, and then so he goes up. You get 2 moon chips or 400 gold or barter. What do you want?
400 gold.
400 gold?
I think that's best.
Is gold still usually used
Gold
as
is
trade
used in
down
the city.
here?
As it used
Okay.
down here.
It's not used
Okay.
with people like the Gloom Broker.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I think gold's probably the best.
Everyone
Only
uses
have other
moon chips,
as well.
obviously.
Gold's more expensive, but moon chips are rarer.
Yep.
Moon chips are a little bit sweeter than saying, here's 150 gold. Because
Sometimes.
moon chips have function.
I think since we already have 3 moon chips, we should do gold, and then we have moon chips if we
That's
need
fair.
to
And then we have
supplement, or-
yeah. And then we can give some. We have
Sure.
gold to buy another one back if we need it. Yeah, because we can buy them from the adventuring place now, the Delve place. So
Okay.
Where's my party gold bag?
So you want do some platties. Oh,
Ellie's laying on the sofa on top of all the stuff. You're cute. She just wants to be near us.
Did you lose the party gold?
I did not, but I don't know where it was.
here's 2.
That sounds a little lost.
I did. There was cleaning that happened. That's fine. Do you know where you guys put the? I had the party gold bag. It was like a purple.
Anything
It'll just
that
be
would
it'll
bags
just
would
be in that stuff right there.
I didn't put anything
Is it
inside
underneath?
of your
Is
bag.
it underneath this?
like right down here.
I only
No,
just
underneath
stack
the-
stuff.
Trays.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
Through this stuff somewhere.
I'm pretty sure I didn't put anything inside of your bag. I just remember stacking things together.
I did it twice. I grabbed 19 twice. Here you go. That's weird.
It's just the size of your hands.
I have 19 platinum-sized hands. That's how we measure down here. And the amount of platinum you
I guess you
averagely
could check
gather.
in there, but I don't remember.
I
I do remember there were bags and stuff.
I don't. We sat here for quite a while. I don't remember a bag like that, or moving one.
Don't sniff my
Is it in your
crotch.
coat? Would you put it in your coat pocket?
I don't think it'd fit. It's a little bigger.
No, we'll find it.
How big is it?
It's probably this big.
So decent size.
Okay.
How is it missing?
How do
We're
you
broke.
how do you miss that?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you got
Did
stolen.
you put it in your cubby?
Maybe you got pickpocketed.
Did Ink get pickpocketed?
There's a purple bag right there.
This?
This?
Oh.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, I just saw a purple bag and I'm like,
It's-
are we
it's
just
extremely brown.
Not
Well,
purple. It's very
in
brown.
the light? To me, it looks
You're
like
a
a
purple
dark
brown
purple.
bag. So. What do you guys want to do? Besides look for a bag that you can't find.
I guess go towards the city and see if we can get some. And keep an eye out for, babies.
Yeah.
Babies.
Okay. Did you put it in the box?
I just shook it.
It's a felt bag. You wouldn't feel it, I don't think.
Is it empty?
I think it's empty.
Oh,
I don't think
I
we
was
had.
thinking it had coins in it.
Yeah.
That's why you're worried about
No,
it.
because
Other
we
bags.
just got coins.
Oh,
so
then fucking take a different bag.
Oh.
Here you go.
okay.
Yeah.
If it doesn't matter, then I don't care. Yeah, you can have that bag. And
There
you
might have
lose
been
that
a
one. There goes 400 goldies
Yeah.
though.
There may have been something in it, but if it was a lot. Because
I'm
we
sure
just
we'll find it. Yeah.
and it's
We
gotta
also split up our money from that
Yeah,
drop too, so there
we
wouldn't have been a lot. Actually, didn't we use most of it? If
Yeah.
not
Do you
all
have a
of it?
divider in there for your coins or something?
Oh, no, this was from a set of dice I bought.
Oh.
It was just laying around. I thought we needed a bag.
be. Wow, this feels like satisfying. This amount of like platinum.
400 gold. Okay.
Feel it. Feel how satisfying.
Knock someone out with that.
Anybody else
I
want?
had it in my hand.
Who wants to handle the sack?
Feel it.
You know I do.
Why?
You just let them plop gently into your hand.
If you're too aggressive, it feels like you're trying something.
Yeah.
It's a 90-10 situation.
Now we're talking about your balls again.
We are talking about my balls again. I don't like getting physicals. I don't like that.
It was fucking weird.
I-
I haven't had one in I don't even remember.
yeah, I've avoided it. It's like
Yeah.
don't touch
I
my
get
balls.
free ones every year through my
Get
my
your
health
balls
insurance.
checked.
I touch my balls plenty. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, like
My balls are
You
attached.
touched it?
Stay. I was gonna say, Sarah, stay vigilant.
Stay-
I don't know what's weird to notice
Lumps.
when you're squeezing them, I
Lumps.
guess. But
Notice my lumps. Don't notice too much though, because if you start touching my vas deferens, it's gonna hurt.
It's the epididymis. It's a little.
Shit hurts, man.
you can find them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
feel
you
that
can
shit.
feel 'em.
Oh yeah. I'm not letting you. You could. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like even the slightest is just.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
great.
so weird and uncomfortable. Bodies are dumb.
You're supposed to pinch it between your fingers and then kind of pull like a guitar
No,
string.
no,
And you can just feel them slip through. Yeah.
I have no relativity for this. So
I
it's
actually
funny.
don't know how to describe that to you.
Yeah, it's-
There you go. There's something. Anyway, so you pass by the meat vats of Vorkloth on the way to the crossing. Like I said, this place is like relatively safe. There's wildlife and there's like natural predators and stuff. A lot of them are on the sides. And you can see, like, while there is no roads, there's like, again, like naturey trails that tend to have some tamped down lichen and softer places to walk. And the walk isn't that hard. Eventually, you get up to an area where the ravine starts to like push inward. It's quite stark and almost polished smooth in this area. Probably from things constantly brushing up against it over the course of time. Tall things and small things, and this natural sort of bottleneck in the space leads to a lot of traffic. You can even see like the pathway is quite used, and you see someone using it right now. There's actually a trader, a drow. Is this the first drow you've seen?
Yes.
Yeah.
A drow, so an elf with dark skin, almost like Vanta black, and silvery hair, and is pulling like a cart that is on a black disc, a floating black disc. It is clearly a spell, and just pulling that along and through, and is nodding to the 3 pass attendants who are there, all 3 of which are crocodilians
Oh.
that are sitting there. There's 2 that are sitting sort of up on the sides, like kind of cocked, and you see they're big. They have these like big scrap metal glaives. They're sitting there and talking to one another, and they're crocodilian humanoids. And there's one standing at the bottom. Looks over and goes, "Oh look, more trying to pass." As you walk forward, all right, 4 of yous
That's correct.
trying to get through, huh?
Would be nice.
All right. It's at this point you see that the one on the left, up in the ravine, is distracted from this, isn't paying attention to this interaction, while the 2 of them are kind of talking and sort of like, you can tell that they like it when people approach, and they like the moment when they get to like be like, this is our territory. The other one's ignoring that and is sort of like looking down into his hand. Well,
Can I try to look at what he's got in his hand?
you roll a perception check. Trying to get through, huh? Go to pay the toll.
Fuck, it's not one. It's a
Can I
negative 1.
insight
Can't
check to
see
see
it.
if there's an actual toll or if this is
Yeah,
them
go ahead and
extorting?
insight check.
How much is this toll?
Looks over to you. What's crossing worth to you?
I got a 23.
For insight?
Yeah.
The toll seems very real. Maybe not backed by any body, but like backed by these guys. And I'll say insight on the group. One is completely distracted. The other 2 are they're essentially like looking you over and trying to figure out like how much they can get out of this interaction. How much is it worth? Don't insult me. This place is controlled by the Krogel. And so you'll pay the Krogel toll.
The Krogel toll.
How much?
30 gold
Each?
total.
30 gold total, boys.
That the one that was distracted starts to laugh. 30 gold, and turns and looks and is you've been trying to look and you can now finally see there's a baby that is being fed some sort of scrap of something.
So he's got one of the babies.
He's got one of them.
Gonna have to be better than that. 70 each.
Oh, let's fucking kill these guys.
Are they the only ones around?
These three guys in the drow, maybe 150 feet in the other direction, that seems to have paid the toll, is alone and is pulling wares towards the city gates. The city gates, by the way, are like across the... You could see past this crossing, it opens up, and it's just this wide open space. And this is the crack, the middle. The other side of it, as you're closer, I guess, you do see the grand hole. And it looks like a big hole in the wall, but it has like a circular like metal door that would normally be locked during times when they want to, but this is not locked. And behind it, there's like, you see like glass or something on the top. It juts out from the wall a bit.
What color is it? What color is it? The hole?
The hole. What color's the hole?
Yeah.
We had a discussion about this
Did you
earlier.
bleach it?
It seems that the preference of these people was to leave it a nice patinaed metal. It seems metallic and glassy in ways. You'd have to.
That's what I mean.
You'd have to
too.
either make a difficult perception check from this distance. You glassy,
Even
huh?
with
A difficult perception check for this place, or just wait. But you can try if you want to make a perception check while you're sitting here. Anybody can. Okay. So, 70 gold apiece.
Fucking joke.
A joke. Do you want to try to diplomacy with these people? He has one of the babies. One of them has one of the babies. They used the word Krogol, by the way. And I'll say with your insight check, just as it is, that seems to be what they call themselves as a body.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just these three. It's like the race or something. It's called Krogol.
So they're not acting on their own, presumably. If we tried to kill them, there would be.
I mean, there's nobody around. It's not like they have radios or
Well,
anything.
yeah, it'd be
but
like any murder you could get away with. But I'm saying if we were.
people die in the Underdark. You don't know what would happen. You have no idea what their society's like.
Okay.
So you don't know if there'd be vengeance pact. You don't know if they'd even know it was you. You don't.
Can I?
You have no idea. It could. I mean, it
How-
absolutely. I don't want to dissuade.
Ooh,
It
I take out
absolutely
the
could be the
crocodile
case.
light
Okay, you take out the crocodile light.
to the guy with the baby.
And
Hold it out.
you hold it out. He's
What's their-
up on a ravine. He's like 15 feet up in the air.
First, what's their reaction when I have it
When
out?
you pull it out, they don't notice it first. What were you saying?
I was going to ask if I could just like get a vibe check on the party and see.
On them?
Yeah, if we're getting ready to.
How
fight.
formidable do the Crocs look? Can I roll for that?
How formidable do they
Yeah,
look? They
like-
look. I mean, you fought one.
Yeah, I'm saying.
He was dressed a little bit. He's a little bit different, and you caught him off guard. I mean, it's not unfeasible. There's 3 of them. You have more of you. And you know that you're all individually badass in your own way. So, I mean, if you want to throw hands, you can throw hands. The vibe you get is whatever you guys are talking about at the table. You don't have to really. You can be keyed in. Since you're all in a group, you can be keyed in on that. You, at this point, want to walk up as you pull out the crocodile head.
I'm not gonna walk up. I'm just gonna pull it out and like
You're gonna
tap it so that to see if they. I want to see what they do.
Okay, roll your color. Roji Biv. Roji Biv.
5.
Roji
Blue.
Blue.
B.
So there's a blue light. Blue. And that's the sound it makes. Blue. Blue, essentially candlelight, like the light spell comes out. And hang on.
Why you got a priest light?
Wait,
Where'd you get the priest light? Hey!
God damn it!
They're not on site with it. They're just like,
Wait.
the fuck?
do you want
Found
it?
on another delve.
I could trade you for it.
The one up on with the baby?
Mhm.
You want me to trade? What?
That thing right there, and I point to the baby in his hand.
Why would I do that?
Mm,
I'm not a priest.
What do the priests use the light for, if you don't mind me asking?
Light?
oh, it was just kind of sitting down here alone, so I took it.
Oh, I guess that happens. Haven't heard of any dead priests recently. No, I don't want the priest light for that. This thing's cute.
Would you trade anything for
Trying
it?
to attack him, but he's just like,
Anything?
Yeah, is there anything you would trade?
What's it worth to you?
they're not the strongest negotiators.
Hold on.
Okay. Well, that's happening. Does anybody want to be doing anything while she's trying to barter for the baby?
How much did the previous person pay for passage to the bridge? I think it would be fair to get a general vibe.
$70 gold apiece.
Inside I mean, obviously,
Go ahead,
I can tell you are lying.
Well, I believe
Insight,
him.
you can insight check.
I believe him. I got an 8.
Yeah, I'll say this is your last use of that insight.
Two. Can I
uh,
try to cast charm person very
Very subtly.
Yeah, at the guy with the baby.
What is it just verbal?
Verbal somatic.
I mean, you're already doing this, so it's like he wouldn't even notice. I imagine charm person is essentially just like positive body language and words that are imbued with magic. So I don't think it's like material components is where it gets a little bit like, why are you pulling out a grub? And
Yeah.
Like,
Stretches in now,
Um,
team.
what?
So get your stretches in now.
So charm person is a wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. So you get the sense that yeah, that's a little expensive. But they're charging a premium price. You would guess 50 would work. But maybe you could do a group discount or something. And then you cast charm person, it's a wisdom save.
Mhm.
There's a moment when the Krogel looks down at you, says, and then what do you say to trigger the spell?
Oh God.
You're trying to charm him. Well,
Well, Now you're putting me on the spot because I thought I said it with the thing already.
Was that
Like,
the-
I thought I was
that the,
already
hold on,
saying
relax.
stuff.
Is that the thing you said already? What was the thing you said?
I don't remember now.
How do you not remember? Your choice.
I'm ADHD.
Well, reclaim it. So what do you say? What do you say to him when you're trying to charm him? Like, what's the intended purpose of this? Because that's the point of it.
Perhaps on our way back we could bring some interesting things for you as well.
Like an IOU.
Sort of.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage. As
Holy shit.
it's absolutely charmed by you right now.
22.
Yeah, of course. He sort of gets down and, here you go, little lady.
Thank you. I'll put the baby in the
And
bag.
they go, what the hell's?
Here, you can hold my light as a
Oh, thanks.
collateral. Perhaps we could get.
Green.
Perhaps maybe we could get a lower rate on crossing.
I think these guys are cool. I think we should let them go and have them see what we get on the way back.
We find all kinds of,
We're delvers. We find all sorts of stuff.
all sorts of
Good job.
stuff worth
For
money.
the other two, you can roll a persuasion check with advantage because the other one is
You vouch.
vouching.
We're cool.
Got your back.
We vibe checked.
Yes. 21.
Ugh.
Wild card.
You really want to, like, vouch for these people?
And he goes,
Yeah, I mean, they just seem fine. I mean, I gave her my baby and she gave me this. Yeah? Not really
Seems great.
following where the trust comes from. I don't know, I think you should just really trust me on this thing. Alright, we can't make nothing. 10 gold
Oh, I have an
a
hour?
piece.
10 gold apiece, that sounds very reasonable.
That's
Alright,
perfect.
Sure.
alright. But something cool when you come back.
Alright. Should I take from this or are we taking from personal? What are we-
Take from that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course, anytime.
did they know they were charmed after you charmed them?
I have an hour until it runs out.
So in an
So-
hour,
Does it say?
I think they know.
in an hour he
If
knows?
it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or companions do anything harmful to it. It regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When
And you're
when the
concentrating?
spell ends, it knows that it was charmed by you. And yes, I am.
I don't think it's concentration.
No, it's not concentration.
It's not concentration.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. So
So at the end of it, they will know that I charmed
at
them.
the at that, you pay 10 gold. And they're like,
Enjoy your time in City Marudi.
and you sort of walk past. You have a baby.
Well, we have an hour, and
You just put it in your.
Yep.
It tries to. And you just
Yeah.
put it. Okay.
I thought we were gonna have to fight them.
Well, that was weird. Okay, so we're looking for people to help, fight the slaver?
Mhm.
Alright, there must be mercenaries somewhere in the city.
Has to be.
Okay. So you you get to the crossing. Beyond that is the
Wait.
open space, and then there's the gate. You see at the entrance to the what?
I could have charmed multiple. I could charm 2 people because I'm a warlock.
Do you
I
wanna
forget
charm the other one?
auto-casts. I might as well. I mean, like, yeah.
Well, unless he
Unless he
does he
fails.
know if he
Yeah, if
succeeds
you
a saving
fail,
throw?
you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter. It says you can target. I guess you don't have to target.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Okay, then yeah.
But yeah, you upcast everything as a warlock.
I forget
so.
that
Well,
everything
don't forget
is.
that. It's core to your class.
Yeah.
And you get fucking strong.
Yeah.
Believe me. Nothing better. The cool thing about warlocks is even though you only have 2 slots right now, everything just feels so feel strong. Until you run out. Let's just see what would have happened. Who knows? So
Why would you even?
I love the sound that makes.
Oh my god.
So there is this open expanse. To the entrance of the Grand Hold, you see across several mousefolk in armor with weapons. 2 of them have, like, on top of this thing, like big ballistas that they can shoot shit at. And as you sort of like move through the crossing with those guys and look up, you can see the heavy mists that sit atop the crack area, I guess. And you can also see stuff in the mist. And you can also see, as you pay attention, there is a cart on the ground with no drow pulling it anymore.
Oh.
About 200 feet into the crossing.
Oh.
Okay, so we should probably keep our eyes up.
That doesn't seem.
It also seems like those crocodiles are a bunch of fucking liars.
You didn't pick up on that before?
No. Absolutely not.
How would you like to cross to the Grand Hole? It seems a casual stroll isn't the play.
Yeah. Didn't expect to
Are we
get
just
shot at.
sprinting?
Hmm?
Oh. Okay.
It's not the mice.
Oh, fair.
It's
Yeah, he disappeared. He didn't get riddled with fucking arrows. There's no drow there. Just his cart tipped over, and it looks like linens and stuff.
So what fucking got him?
Right.
I don't know.
You guys were talking to the Crocs. You don't know.
Could be something natural snatched him up.
could be whatever's flying up in the mist that they have ballistas for.
True, so the best is to just run for it.
Okay.
Unless you have another idea.
Probably run.
You guys want to run? Tell you what.
Are there any like overhangs we can run?
Unless we're sneaky.
Looking across from this, in this area, the terrain doesn't change that much. It's still like got rocky outcroppings. There's still like paths that wind. It moves down a little bit, and you can see in the middle of this crossing, there's still a bridge. The crack continues to go down. This is just a higher point that has a little bit of like what I guess a valley of kind. So there's the beginning, the bridge, and the entrance. There will be 3 skill checks. You can choose however you want to cross this. It'll be a party-wide skill check situation to see what happens.
Well, if we can stick close to some of the rocks and the other structures, they at least won't have a clean attack on us.
Smart. How do they come from one way then?
Right. The bridge, probably just have to sprint.
Probably.
It seems like sprinting or hiding or some other protective.
I
Perhaps
vote
we
for
should-
stealth.
Start sneaky, yes, and then.
If we need
Right.
to, we
Run
can
if we need to.
dash.
Do you have the light spell?
No.
Fuck. That would have been so good. You just put light on a fucking copper and throw it some way and then run the other way.
Do you have anything that could cause a distraction?
It is a little brighter here since the mists filtered like sunlight through. So you do see some more growth of like things that use sunlight to exist.
I mean, I could have my unseen servant do something for us. I just don't have anything it could do to distract, really.
Just
on
run
account
out.
of being unseen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I don't have like any. I don't have any more Molotovs or anything.
Well, I think we're out of options. Unless someone has something else.
Do we have any spare cloth we could put over the servant?
2 spare clothes.
I'm trying to put it over what?
Over the unseen servant?
Oh, I see. Is he corporeal enough to drape cloth in?
Well, it can
Like a
carry
ghost?
stuff, right?
He can carry stuff.
It's an invisible, mindless, shapeless force.
Shapeless.
Shapeless.
But not formless?
But if you could tell it, you could order it to carry something.
It
for
could
you.
also just
so you could
carry
say
it.
carry this, and it
Yeah.
would look like an
I'd
object.
say you could probably do some sort of weird ghost sheets thing. Sure.
I have an extra shirt. I have.
You want to dress the unseen servant? What's his name? Did you have a name for him?
No, I don't name them.
He
'cause
said
Oh,
he
you
doesn't
don't
name
name
You
them.
don't humanize the help.
That's right.
I'm gonna name him Baxter.
Well,
The
No, I
next one will
can't
be a
use him
different
anymore.
one. So
Now he's gonna, think he can be free or something.
just
okay.
gonna start asking for rights, wages.
How long does the unseen servant last?
Unseen servant lasts for an hour.
And are you gonna take the 10 minutes to do that?
I would
and
have to.
burn some of the charm person.
Oh yeah.
No, because that means we'd probably have to do it on the way back too. So that's 20
You don't
minutes.
have to, do you? You're a warlock, right? Can't you just like?
We could short rest at some
Huh?
point.
Can't you
before-
just cast it using a warlock slot as a or?
No, I can only ritual cast it, I think.
Oh, is it in your book of shadows?
It's a ritual caster
thing?
thing.
Yeah. Okay.
We could just try to sneak and dash if we get caught.
Worst comes to worst. Can always transform.
I mean-
see what happens.
If you want to spend the 10 minutes to do
You
it.
should probably hold on to that until something actually.
Oh, if multiple.
I don't like our odds fighting a creature that needs a ballista to down it.
Me either.
We can use the ballista. Does anyone know how to use one?
I think
The mice that are currently using him,
Mm.
it's not for you guys.
Well, if we can get into.
It's opposite where you guys are at. You guys would be safe by the time you got to the ballista.
Just got to make it.
Good strategy. Let's do it.
Okay. So are we dressing up the unseen servant, or are we just stealthing until we can't anymore?
Do we
should-
think we can make it in and out in an hour?
I vote we try.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
If not, I could try to charm them again, but they would be very upset if they saw us.
Probably, yeah.
So, you start stealthily making your way across. So, this is a skill check. I need you all to roll me stealth checks together.
I'm gonna use one of my awesome dice for this one
Yeah, absolutely.
because it
You
makes
can-
life
you can-
easy.
You can do it before or after the roll.
Okay, that's
oh,
not
yeah,
bad.
True. I always
You
forget
don't
that.
have to front load it. It's not guidance.
Just to be safe.
It is not guidance.
Just
I
to
thought I
be
had
safe.
like a paper towel.
Yeah, I have a few things to help me with rolls, but I'm hoarding. You know that where you're like, oh, I'm gonna need that later.
Yeah, I have 5 of these every single day, and I hoard them all the time. And I don't know why I have 5.
Yeah, it's built so that you are incentivized to spam them a little.
Yeah.
Especially later levels like this.
I'll say I think it'll be easier when I get to. Well, what's on this sheet is wrong than what actually happens, but yeah.
Oh, on your.
Yeah, my actual like
Class
character. No, the character sheet. This one. Yeah, the 6th ability is wrong, but yeah.
Okay, so stealth. Let's hear it.
15.
22.
18.
11.
Hey.
Okay. Okay.
Not
So you start out, and you all very quickly don't want to deal with whatever the fuck is in the mists. Seeing the issues here, you avoid specifically the cart because he was taking like the path of least resistance and trying to have the cart travel in a reasonable way. You you guys are sticking to the sort of rocky, like mushroomy things, the rock texture but mushroom visage, and you hide part of the way very easily. All of you succeed. So, second stage, still sticking with stealth. Easy
far.
enough.
So
Go
far.
for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Go for it. This is before the bridge, and then this is like the bridge crossing to the other side.
Ha!
Okay, so
23.
nice. What'd you get?
So it would have been a 2,
Uh-huh.
but plus 10, so 12.
19.
6. Okay, that's enough successes as Soren starts to fall back a little bit and stumble, but just when you hear this sort of like you guys make it across this bridge, and it is a cobblestone, essentially, like they used stones that fell in here and from the area and built this like small arch over this chasm, and when you look down, it just goes, and it's just into blackness, and you can feel like coldness coming out of it. It's so much deeper here than you imagined, which is a bad thing. And as you make it across the bridge, like with a boom, 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 and you guys make it undercover, Soren is lagging behind. You're going to start seeing something stirring in the cloud, and you get in here and hide before something that you don't see flaps and then leaves.
Well, do we just want to dash for it and move faster at the last leg, or we can move slow again?
I think being sneaky is best.
Probably try to be sneaky because at least one of them is onto us.
Sure.
Fair
You want to be
enough.
sneaky one more time to get to the grand hole.
Oof.
Would you like to use half your... What'd you get?
15.
Okay, nice.
Also 15. That's right.
8.
Niner.
Uh-oh.
You begin trying to stealth out from this outcropping, and when you're about to go, you hear and you are essentially like pinned in the area right now. It's flapping around, sort of circling. You can hear this like looking for whoever was in these areas, and you can hear in the distance, maybe the 100 feet or so that you have left to go, you can hear the tiny voices of the mouse folk sort of like yelling back and forth to one another, coordinating like, "Okay, we see you, boys!" Like
Seeing these things
this
in the
thing.
sky.
Yeah.
We just need to make one distraction.
I ain't got shit.
Last check, no matter what. One way or the other, this is it. One more skill check.
How far away is the thing
The thing.
that's flying around?
You don't know, you can't see it.
How far away is the grand hole?
About 100 feet.
We could just dash. It's already out looking. It's looking for us, so we can just like try an
Okay.
athletics check it or.
It's only 60
12
feet.
seconds to run.
It'll take us 2 rounds to
Yeah.
get there.
Mm-hmm.
Or 4 if we move stealthy, but we can't, so we need to distract it.
You could try. You just failed last time to get out of there without it being...
But now it's harder.
Depends on what you guys want to do.
I got shit for a distraction. Not built for that.
I have a gun, but it would just make noise where we are, not anywhere else. Like if I
Throw
had
the
a bow
gun.
or something.
Throw a baby.
No.
Just throw the black paragon. That'll make a clacky noise, probably.
There you go. Use it like a ball bearing. What a boy. Are you happier now that you get to be down here with us?
Ew, get your wet nose off my leg.
We have like an empty glass bottle.
What do you want to do?
I
Just
don't know.
shatter it?
Glass bottle, but
Well, what are you guys going to do? Gotta know before it makes its own check.
I'm good with stealth.
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 One more attempt.
Okay.
Stealth. Better.
21.
21.
It's not good. -1.
What?
Oh boy.
He trips.
Do you still have the saving throw advantage from that?
Oh fuck! I do
Oh,
have a
You
skill
have
check.
your
Or
skill check.
not skill check.
You
Yep.
do have saving throws, but this is...
Yep.
Get rid of your skill check though.
Ha! 13.
Okay, so yeah, get rid of your skill check.
15.
I still have advantage
11.
on saving throw.
11. There's a moment...
Darwin, not now.
You are stealthily running behind everyone, and you naturally lag back a little bit as your leg sort of gets a little bit of pain in it from all this moving on uneven terrain, and yeah, you feel that, and you do trip. You literally hit the front of your foot on one of the stones, and there's this, whenever you do something in your mind is just like a million thoughts go through your head at once. You're thinking about, what is this thing? If I fall, what am I doing? Like, how is this gonna work? And then you feel yourself grabbed and lifted, and Isabella's hand is right there to grab you and hold you and pull you, and you don't fall, and you make your way up to the grand hole where there are
Should be more
guards.
careful.
There are mousefolk guards as you come out of the clearing. They look at you, and they have spears and crossbows and shields and like armor. They look like little fighters. And you see about 8 of them at the gate looking at you and go, come on in.
Thank you.
And they wave you in. And you stop on the other side of this as you hear, "Got 'em, boys!" You hear one of these ballistas loosed and goes up into the mist, and you hear something get hit as they start to ward off whatever that is. But inside of this place is very, very different than the rest. It is... It is a cute little place. This is the front entrance to a grander city, the city Marudi. This is the Grand Hole, one of the main entrance to the city, one of the entrances overall. And standing in here, you immediately understand what this is. This is an old, essentially a subway station. Like, think Grand Central, that's been, like, the glass top. It all slid down here. It was underground at some point, and then it slid down here, and has been reclaimed by these people. There was, in the time of the moon crash, they were working on a subway system for the city, but it never got finished, and this is part of it. In the interior of this subway station, you see mice, like mouse folk, rat folk, ferret folk, badger folk, mole folk, spider folk, raccoon folk, and a couple of turtles. There are other Durgar and a couple drow. There are some delvers down here as well. that made their way to City Marudi. And you see that further in, there's what used to be the old ticket booths to get deeper into the station are now used as like crossing guards, and people are being like processed into the city back there. But in the center of this, as you step up to either side, either left or right, up onto the station platforms, essentially, in the middle of this, where the train tracks would be, like set down, depressed into the space, is just filled with what looks like trash. It looks like scrap and all manner of things. But in front of the piles of scrap are shop fronts, like essentially like a table, a little sign. One says potions, one says armor, one says weapons, one says miscellaneous, and the other one doesn't have a sign, but it's like carved out little space. You see there are train cars that are old and no longer used as train cars. There's a sign as it wraps around this whole thing. So on both sides of it, there are signs in front of these cars that say "The Creak and Groan." It's an inn. And then you see in the back left area, there's a part of this that was blown out, and there is a for lack of a better term, the effigy of a big cow and a sign on the front that says the Aurochs Tit.
What?
Okay.
And so you are in the Grand Hole. What do you want to do?
Is there anything that looks like an udder or something? It's just a cow.
Do you want to walk up to the effigy of the cow?
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk over to it, and there is an udder. And it works like a fountain, and it is standing in a fountain of milk.
Ew.
As
Oh,
milk
milk?
shoots out of the teeth on the ground. Yeah, and then beyond that is a that's the opening. Then behind that is a doorless entry that opens up into a restaurant where you can see people eating plates of different milk products, cheeses mostly. Lots and lots of people, dozens of them in there. And I'll say you can also see that the people behind the counter are like beetle people. They're like humanoid shaped, sort of like
The Beetleborgs?
no, the beetle guy in the Thor movie, the last two Thor movies, the beetle-y
Korg?
friend. No, not Korg. That's a grok.
Wait, no.
Oh,
little
the
guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and they
Meek.
kind of
Not
they
Meek.
have beetle heads and like humanoid-ish bodies with chitin and stuff and
I was trying to think of Korg's friend. And
yeah. You also see as you're walking around, Hannah, or I guess Ink in this case, you are you're walking up there as she sort of like trots up, and you hear this like to your left.
Just kind
You
of.
turn. About the size of this table is a snake head. The head of a snake about the size of this table. And goes,
Looking for a room.
We were actually looking.
and you can see at this point the body of this thing coils around the entire Creak and Groan cars.
Okay.
To the point where people step over it to get processed.
Welcome.
We were actually looking for some sell swords, perhaps. People who are willing to.
Swords.
I don't know if this is something that might be available around here. Anyone willing to be paid for their services, really, in combat?
I don't do none of that.
You wouldn't happen to know where that is in the city, would you?
I only operate the Creak and Groan. Doors creak when you open and shut 'em, floors groan when you walk on 'em. Cost of gold to stay here. I don't do anything else. We ain't got no food other places for that.
Well, good to know. If we need to stay over, we will certainly go to your establishment.
So you're at the Oryx Tit. What else are you guys doing?
Oh, we should probably find a bar, maybe? Tavern?
Or a
Somewhere where
shop.
people hang out?
It's the Oryx Tit. There's no other establishments. You've gotten literally the whole lay of the land, and then there's the entrance to the city.
Booby. Titty.
It is.
So going to the Oryx Tit. Okay. You walk in. The vibe is people are sitting around in this. It's a tavern, but they don't sell alcohol. There's no raucous like gambling or betting. They're all eating cheese. You're welcome. The first thing you notice as you all walk in is it smells like manure and cheese. And you can see that there's like this front stand. It's almost like a cafeteria thing. People walk by with trays, and then there is there's two beetle people behind that. One of which is wearing what you think is maybe like a chef hat sort of thing. It's a cloth sort of hat that goes up, and people walk through and are picking cheeses to be put on their plate. You can see people trading gold and surface rations. When the surface rations are traded in, the second person grabs the surface ration, walks over to an incredibly large, hairy, like long-haired, cow-like creature, about 15 feet tall, thousands of pounds must be, like the size of a bus. And there are several other beetle people underneath it, pulling on its teats and grabbing pails of milk.
Oh my god.
And they feed it the surface material, and then you see other beetle people behind it gathering the shit and like shoveling that into a place that they keep it.
This is weird as fuck.
There seems to be an ecosystem here. You can assume what the beetle people eat. So, you know that you can exchange your rations for this. You can also just use gold. Here you are. In the Oryx Tit.
Interesting.
Sometimes I'm glad I don't have to eat.
How excited are you guys about cheese?
It's cheese?
I got to go try the cheese.
God damn it.
Okay, so you get in line. Anybody else want to get in line for
Yeah,
the
I'm going
cheese? Cheese trays?
I'm good.
You just
The
ate.
twins just stand
You
there
just ate some
fucking
field stew.
disappointed.
So you guys
Never be
go.
reduced to this level.
You guys go grab a table somewhere.
If they're willing to eat cheese in the same room as shit, it must be dope-ass cheese. Okay? Case
Or
closed.
ass
they're
cheese.
beetles.
Or the only
The
cheese
beetles
they
are
can
the
get
wait, are
down
the
here.
beetles eating the cheese or just the
No, the
shit?
beetles aren't eating the cheese.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but, like-
that's what I'm saying.
Also, it could be the only cheese they can get down here. And they
Well,
have no
that's
other
why you
choice.
gotta
So-
try it.
God.
They've just never had to go without food in their lives, so they don't understand.
True.
We just
Yeah, but you never know when you're gonna get
Exactly.
more cheese opportunities. So you guys walk up
Whenever I
to
want
the thing, and
Purchase cheese.
the beetle person, who seems masculine, looks up at you and through beetly lips. Would you like some cheese?
This is my first time here. Yes. What do you recommend? Is there only one
Excellent.
kind?
Well, we've got all sorts of cheese. Let me show you. And you look through all the cheeses. Well, here we got the, it's sort of a milky cheese. It's sort of wet, and you can see like balls of like yellowy. It's sort of like mozzarella, but yellowy in the
Ew.
yellowy sort of milk, the whey. It's sort of a fresh thing, really good for melting and pulling off in pieces.
Oh god.
And then, you got this one. This one's more of an age situation.
And you see like a harder cheese, and he's like,
Yeah, we're just trying to grab some crumbles.
he grabs, puts his hand in the thing and grabs
Is that the
and
dress
crumbles
you got
it.
From
And then we got this one,
Yeah.
which is,
I like perfect.
sort of a fermented cheese, and it's got like a funk to it, but it's more of like a creamy thing. And then at the end there, we got well, just all of it mixed together. Sort of the extra. Every day at the end of the day, we get extra cheese or some cheese. That's just sort of like the cheese slop. So cheese slop is very popular here. You sort of get all the notes, and you get it all. But if you want like a separate sort of tasting plate situation, I would suggest all three separately. But I mean, the cheese slop, I hear, has a lot of really good. Like you see, like you look at it and like it's not full. It's like a cafeteria. It's like half full. So. They've been serving cheese slop.
I'll try the sampler plates, so I'll just get a little bit of each one.
Okay, so we take surface food as a trade for all three, or a gold apiece.
I should have gold.
I'll give you some surface food.
Oh, thank you so much. Hey, we got some more food.
And he hands back your ration and hands it to the next beetle, who hands it over and then dumps it out in front of the auric thing. And you can see that it also has like mossiness to it. And strange like yellow eyes that you didn't expect. Like they almost shine a little bit in the darkness. And it seems perfectly content to sit here and let these beetle people milk him. Or her, I guess. Or I guess we don't know. We don't know how aurics work. And there is a...
This is giving me big fucking piece. What is it?
James the Giant
Peacemaker.
Peach. Oh.
Peacemaker. Oh, Peacemaker. Oh. Spoilers for Peacemaker. There's a cow in it. Yeah, a little
There's
bit.
a cow.
And,
Apparently, I need to watch. I only watched the first episode.
oh, you
You
should
need to
that's-
watch it.
That is one of the best shows of
Yeah.
all time.
It's one of James Gunn's best works. I think.
Like, for what it, like, in its space, it does a really good job addressing all the problems.
It's about toxic masculinity.
It's a
mostly.
great show.
I
You
liked
should
the
really
first
watch
episode.
it. It gets so much better.
I didn't think-
so much better.
I didn't think I would.
It's
like
still
it.
the greatest intro of all time.
Yep.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of want to watch it again. Anyway, so you get your cheeses, and you both get the sampler platter, no cheese slop.
No.
Okay. So you get your cheeses, and how do you feel like you guys like a little bit funky cheese? Especially the creamy one. That one's particularly funky.
Like it.
Okay.
It's probably okay, but not amazing.
Okay. Me personally, I don't like the stinky cheese, but I do like a brie. But
I think Ink has had to eat some weird shit
Yeah.
at some point, and she kind of got an acquired taste for like this is old.
also, do you
but-
shower or do you like?
Do I what?
Do you lick
cats.
yourself, or do you
Do you
shower?
groom or shower?
So I mean, if you're licking your own pitties,
Do you
you
take
can you
dust
can eat
baths?
funky cheese. You know what I mean?
I would say
Because I showered the other day and forgot for 8 hours to put deodorant on after, and I was like, "Woo!"
Oh, gotta shower again.
I
No,
would
I didn't. I just put the stuff over on top. I
Say
had just showered.
there's
My
probably
skin would
some
die.
grooming, but she does shower and like bathe. But I'd imagine like
You
almost
go puffy?
instinctually if there was like a
Sure,
Something
like
on
like
her,
a-
she would go like.
yeah or
like that.
self-soothing. Cats self-soothe by
love it.
licking
Do you have
themselves.
bald spots when you get stressed? you overgroom.
So, you bring back your cheeses and you sit down at the table. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna eat this cheese.
Well, yeah, you eat the cheese. It's good cheese.
All right.
I thought we were on a time schedule.
Yeah. Did you guys find a sellsword while we were doing that?
We didn't. Why?
I'm not
Why are
going to
we?
find a sound sword.
What do you ask?
What do they not like
Around?
cheese?
Are there any people that look sell swordy?
Rich people.
A lot of people down here look like they defend themselves with swords and would like money.
All of what? Like, is there someone with weapons on them currently? Like a table with at least 3 or 4 people with like weapons.
Go and roll a perception check.
15.
Sure, you see one with 2 people sitting at it.
Okay.
A rather large, sort of blonde-haired, bushy-bearded fellow with big muscles and an axe. And then you see like an elf wearing like leafy green armor and sitting there with a staff. And they're talking to one another over some cheese. And you just
Yes,
walk
you
up
do.
to him.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry for interrupting your meal. Me and my friends are on a job, and we require some help. It appears you know how to protect yourselves. We were wondering if you would maybe be interested in being hired for.
The barbarian just looks at you. Clearly a barbarian. The elf. You're looking to hire?
Yes, for a job, we need some extra hands.
Mm.
If not,
What kind of job?
Well, we, along with some other people, we're going to. There's this slaver who has kidnapped some people. We were going to take care of him and his guards, of which there are 2. What do they call it?
Volklav?
Umberhulks. Yes.
2 Umberhulks.
That guy.
Did they say yes?
Vorklath, yes.
Yes.
You want to take down Volklav.
Yes. It is us along with some.
The Duragar.
Yes.
You must be new.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. What? Going to be hard pressed to get an army of people to want to take down Volklav.
Well, we have, what, 9, 10 people, roughly?
I think.
Is there some other reason other than just the inherent danger? I don't know if there is.
Well, powerful figure down here. Owns the meat vats. People will need their meats.
Hmm.
How do the meat vats work?
I'm not sure.
Somebody else could take over running it.
True.
I think maybe it's a bit ambitious.
I think, personally, we just try to find another baby.
A baby.
Not
Return.
Now you're in the baby trade.
no, it is not what you think.
Trying to sell him babies as a ruse?
No,
And
it's
then
there
we-
is own babies.
I don't think babies are very labor-intensive creatures.
Then we return them,
Not
we
usually.
get 2 more Durgar, and then we leave.
That is still the issue of the fact that there is a slave.
Yes, it is the Underdark.
So you're still working this out in front of us.
Apologies. We can leave you alone. We do not need to. You do not seem interested, so we'll leave you to your cheese. We appreciate the information.
A couple things before you go. You seem a bit new here. Did I count that correct? Yes. Well, get you one of these. This is Brick.
What is that?
Brick.
He's a barbarian. Or any other brutish
Oh, we've got that covered.
individual. Okay, well, get you one of them and stand behind them while the violence occurs. And be clever.
Wait, are you saying that we cannot do violence?
I'm sure you can do plenty of violence, but I think it's bad that. Understand that although you are down here and things are different, they're not that different. Anytime there's power gone, someone else tries to get it. So, well, I don't think Brick or I are terribly against the idea of doing this thing. I certainly have no moral compunction. It's a matter of, is it worth it?
I mean, there's lots there
For
to
us.
loot.
Yes, but it's not promise of loot. It's just promise of probably loot, you
Well,
know?
Clad does have a lot of stuff on him.
We also may be able to buy off one of the Umber Hulks, and we also have some Durgar helping us.
Alright, also consider this. You want to pay us to go loot this for you? And while we fight with it? Like, we've made a lot of money down here. And there used to be 5 of us. But now it's just me and Brick. You see what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Well, alright. Well. If you... 500 gold each. And we'll strongly consider that, and we'll come with you. But I don't know that it'd be worth it. Especially if you don't all make it out. So, if that's something you'd like to do, then well, I was going to say swords, staff and axe are here.
Okay.
Walk away, I guess.
I just had a fucking light bulb.
Okay. So you walk away from those two.
You know, we could just get another Durgar for this, and that would be 800 gold, and then we've held up our part of the contract.
So the spider is faster than the Umber Hulks, correct?
Which one?
Steeder or whatever.
Yeah.
Spider the Steeder.
Spider the Steeder.
Is he faster?
He literally said that the only reason they could outrun it was the spider.
Yeah. That's why I had this
She
thought.
got caught eventually.
Right.
She was faster than the others, the other 3. She wasn't faster than the Umber Hulks overall.
Yes.
They tracked her down.
But we use the spider, use the baby as bait. He might send the Umber Hulks after the spider, which means it's either one Umber Hulk in him or no Umber Hulks in him.
Trying to draw the Umber Hulks out.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Because if we stage getting ambushed by the Durgar, and someone takes the baby on the spider and takes off, you think he's gonna let his offspring get away again? When it's that close? He trusts us, kind of? We just have to make sure Grimnor isn't seen. Because then that looks bad for us right away.
We're picking a fight with a lot of people. He has all of them under mind control, if you forgot.
Oh god, what if he somehow gets all of the slaves to attack us too?
Exactly.
And then we'd have to fight them, and I don't want to.
I don't think that attacking this plantation is a good idea. We can look around for one more baby. In fact, I'm gonna start walking towards the little market area where they had all the shops.
Sure. These are the minute shops. And you figure out pretty quick why they're called the minute shops. You see Mousefolk are tending to them, and at each station, again, there's potions, armor, weapons, miscellaneous, and one sort of space carved out that doesn't have anybody there. Which one do you walk up to?
Miscellaneous.
Okay. There is you're standing in line as there's others that walk up. You see other delvers, other mousefolk walking up, and by the time you're about like 5th in line behind, you hear, "Alright, welcome to Miscellaneous. We've got everything. Figure out what you want in a minute or get out of line." Okay. And then they do like business, then it's your turn. "Okay, welcome to Miscellaneous."
Do you have one of these? And I'll take it out of my bag and show him the baby and then put it back in the bag.
baby. You know, actually. No.
No? Have you seen one in any other shop?
Yeah,
Which one?
because I sold it
Two.
to the And then someone next to him.
Oh
No! And then he goes, well, you know.
Yeah, we know.
We understand.
We get that.
Don't say it. His shop's over there.
He
has a shop?
There's many shops.
Well, thank
It's
you.
the empty space. I assume you say the name a couple
should-
times and he
we
pops
should
up.
go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anything to trade?
He does like being chips.
Please don't summon the Gloombringer.
We've already-
You just said it.
You gotta say it.
Fuck!
You gotta say it 3 times. We're fine. It's
Just don't
fine.
say it anymore.
I won't say. Nope.
No.
I won't say it.
We've
Will you
already,
stop?
we've already dealt with him. We get the whole thing.
Okay, go.
Where's the shop?
It's the
All right,
empty space.
I'm gonna start walking.
You go over to the empty space.
I know you want to do it. When you're ready, go for it.
Gloombroker, Gloombroker, Gloombroker.
Stream shuts off. There's a moment. And then just with no momentum, without any sort of there's not like a noise. There is simply as black smoke. That is not the right one. Let's do that one. As black smoke fills in, you see like points of light in the blackness and the flowy black like garb that's around and just the big grin underneath.
Hello. We would like to trade.
That's where we'll pick up next time. Since it's 11:30, which is 4 hours. Gloombroker. Yeah.
He's my new best friend.
We will pick up there and see what occurs.
Oh, also I'm designing clothes.
Clothes design.
This is the dress that she's making for herself, and this is the dress that Isaac basically wanted her to get, like, treated her to
Oh, I see
getting.
the shoes too. All right, cool. So yeah, maybe next time we'll use these Umber Hulk minis. Maybe not. I don't know. Violence seems to be. We're itching for a fight.
Been a while.
It's been a while. We love your faces. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back next Thursday at the same time to do stuff. And then when does your schedule change, Alex?
Oh,
That's
if it
all.
changes, it won't be till October.
Not till October? Okay.
So we have time.
So yeah, in October, we'll be doing it on a different day. So we love you. Have a wonderful evening. I'm excited for what's to come. Darwin is excited as well. Have a wonderful night!